I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Pistoling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocker in Knicks Universe, your man's Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? Let's get it. Right? Let's get it. Today's the day. You know what I'm saying? Today's the day that we set this organization on the right path. Today is the day that we start this march to the championship. Y'all heard me. Today is the day we start our march to a championship. Y'all heard me. Right? Y'all heard me. Y'all heard it right. Y'all heard it right. Today is the day we start our march to the championship. Blue tears, orange tears, Blorence tears, bim. Let's get it. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scream. Let's go. Today is the day that our organization starts on a path of championships. Right? Right? Now, I'm not saying that we're putting together a championship team right out the box. What I'm saying is the organization seems to have figured something out. The front office seems to have figured something out, right? Let's go. Let's go. All I'm asking from Leon Rose in his front office today, don't do something stupid. That's it. Now, all your moves, whatever moves it is that you want to do, I'm with you. I don't care. I don't care because I understand that Leon Rose probably has a plan that none of us know about, and they're going to try to execute it the best that they can, right? What I'm asking is that you don't sign JaVale McGee to a max extent to a max contract. Anything else, I'm with you. I'm willing to co-sign. I'm willing to give it my stamp of approval. I'm willing to give it the Uncle Freezy stamp of approval. Right? And there are going to be a lot of teams out there that are going to be haggling for... Where you going, microphone? There are going to be a lot of teams out there like positioning and jockeying and making trades and secret teams and all this stuff. And I get it. And I don't care. All I want is for Leon Rose not to do something stupid. Andrew Colliger is in the building. Payback Carter is in the building. T. Williams. DSJ is in the building. What's good? Big Who is in the building. What's good? I see y'all. Chris Burks. What's good? Pudge Nice is in the building. Bim. The ghetto intellect is present. What's good? Mr. Vince, my older brother. What's good? Hey, G.I. I sent you something too. I emailed it to you. Savage NYC is in the building. Sav, what's good? G Streets, what's good? Bodega Wi-Fi is in the building. What's good? I see you. Big Oso is in the building. UBG, what's good? I see y'all. What's good? What's good, y'all? Yeah, man. It's good to see y'all, man. I'm excited about what is to come. Morocco Joe was in the building. Troy Flett. What's good? What's good? What I want to do today, and I'm not a big numbers guy. I'm just a rocking guy. I love rocking with y'all. But what I'm going to ask is for this live stream, if you come in, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Right? We got to do a short one, but an energetic one, because we got to do one this morning, and then we got to do one this afternoon. We got to do one this morning, and then this afternoon. So I can't do the marathon ones, you know what I'm saying, and then not be able to do the afternoon one. So we got to do the morning one, and then the afternoon. Bam. And I want y'all to rock with us for both. Want y'all to rock with us for both. Right? So here's my tip off. Here's my thing for today. Here's the thing that I want to put out there so that nobody will be confused with Uncle Freezy's direction. Like nobody be like, Uncle Freezy, like John Kerry. Uncle Freezy be flip-flopping back and forth. Uncle Freezy go back and forth like a cameo song. Listen, man. My stance today is just don't botch nothing up. Don't embarrass us. Don't give JaVale McGee a max contract, and I'm good. Right? Anything outside of that, hey, man, listen. Hey, I know y'all got a plan. Y'all stick to y'all plan. Right? Whatever it is that y'all want to do y'all thing, man. But just don't sign Frank Ntilikina to a max contract. Right? And I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. What are y'all thinking about Jalen Brunson going to visit with the Miami Heat? Anybody nervous? Anybody nervous that Jalen Brunson is visiting the Miami Heat? Anybody out there nervous that Jalen Brunson is visiting the Miami Heat? Bodega Wi-Fi says we should be nervous. I'm here to tell you that I'm jittery. I'm concerned. But I'm not nervous. This move presents to me a move of the past. Pat Riley swooping in, trying to drive up the price for Jalen Brunson to drive him out of the Knicks range, and then not even sign him. But I'm not nervous. T. Williams says, smart move by Miami. He could sign with them if he really believes in himself. Andrew College says it's a done deal. He has no doubt. And I think I'm in that camp. A lot wise ass in the building was good. Akuma says Miami gonna move Lowry, PJ Tucker, and is going to the Sixers, and Victor is going into free agency. Okay, all right. Oh boy, we got a star backstage. He wanted me to give him. Ladies and gentlemen, Newark, New Jersey's very own, coming up out the mud to become the most successful. I was gonna get into that. Hey, look, let me just do this. Let me do this because I was going to get into do the most successful, but I'm gonna do this. And bam!
Yes. Today is the day. Uncle Freezy, first of all, thank you. I just want to, for the fans, for the people like me who get to stick our face in this network, we just want to say thank you because you have made today possible. You have continued to give content. You've continued to be available, loyal to the platform. And now I can wake up on a day like today and say, Freezy, drop the link. I can start texting you at 6:15. I can wake up Free Keith and Freezy before we go too far. Because you and Free Keith came and said, G, I want you to be part of something special, right?
Right.
I need to give props to my co-host, Free Keith, this morning. He's busy, he's in traffic, but I need the fans to know that he saw this last year. He said, you guys are bugging last offseason. The Fournier contract is movable. The Burks contract is movable. The Noel contract is movable. Kemba, if it don't work out, it's high risk. It's low. It's high reward, low risk. Yes, it might lead to a very unsuccessful season, uncomfortable season. But you'll be able to move those contracts in the offseason, and you'll get right back in the game next offseason. I told him, no, it's going to take you 2 off seasons to do it. No one's going to want Burks. No one's going to take Kemba. Right. And so now, I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to do too much Freeze, but I think if we didn't have this relationship that everybody's been speaking of with Brunson, we probably then can put all our assets in on Murray and can say, okay, San Antonio, don't pull that trigger. That's the best they can do. An expiring contract and 2 first rounds in a swap. Right. I'll throw in another unprotected first round, give you 3. And how much expiring contract do you need? Because I got Kemba, I got Burks, I got Noel, I got way more expiring contract.
Yep.
That's my only problem. But you can't do that. You can't talk to San Antonio about that and make the moves to bring Brunson in. So we put all our eggs in one basket. And listen, go ahead.
Yeah, it kind of. Thank you. You can.
Hey, Miss Mocha.
Yeah, we've been kind of working out, like we trying to do some major stuff later on in the year, man. So she trying to do her thing. Oh. Okay, all right. I'm all right. I'm all right, everybody.
You better not drop that breakfast she just bought you.
Yeah, it's a vegan egg.
You would have to eat it off the floor. 5-second rule, baby.
Yeah, 5 seconds. I'm from New Jersey. I live by different rules. I'm from New Jersey. I live by a different set of life rules, bro.
You from New Jersey? We don't live by rules,
right? Like, what is this thing y'all talking about called rules? I don't know what. Hey, we don't live by those, bro. I come from a different place, but anyway, you're absolutely right about what Free Keith said. First of all, right. And you're absolutely right about what you said about with the front office, their options and what they can do. And honestly, I feel like today is more of a coronation than it is a graduation, right? Like I think today is the day that we become, major players, right? Today is the day that the Knicks become, I don't want to say royalty, but I'm going to say relevant. Yeah, I think today is the day that we become relevant, right? And for those that think I'm just like making stuff up as we go, no, I want to point out a few things, right? For one, all the championship teams in recent memory, they started. I'm trying not to say started at the bottom. Now we here.
Listen, you've been coming with the rap lyrics the last 2 days. You got to keep the party pushing.
I know.
Take your time. Unpack this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I didn't want to go there with the start at the bottom. Now we here thing because it would sound too cliche. But the Knicks started at the bottom.
People forget the year they signed LeBron James, the Lakers did nothing. He got hurt. He played a bunch. They forget that and then got a high draft. People forget, Freeze. They forget. Right. They only remember the pouring of the champagne. They don't remember shooting in the gym.
Right. Chat, what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking, chat? Are y'all thinking the same thing?
Chat's probably nervous, Freeze. I can only imagine. I'm not reading it right now. They're probably
right. So, what I'm going to say to the chat is everybody starts somewhere, and today the Knicks start on their journey of starting somewhere. Right? Anybody ever ran track before? Like for those sprinters. I'm talking strictly to the sprinters. I don't care.
Okay. I'm out of that conversation.
To the sprinters, right? You remember how you used to stretch before you get in the blocks, right? You stretch before you get in the blocks, right? Right? I think all that stuff that the Knicks did, all this obscene back and forth, like, oh man, they signed Nerlens Noel, they did all that stuff was stretching. Now we're in the blocks, and at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the gun is going to go off, and the Knicks are going to take off. Now, are we going to win a race? I'm not for sure, but the key to this analogy is, for the first time in a long time, we're actually in the race. So even if we finish in last, at least we were in it. And a lot of previous seasons, we were not even in it. Not even relevant. Not even invited. Right?
Cook this morning. Go ahead and cook.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This is one of the biggest things of the year. I see.
Yeah. I see y'all. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
And season was
I think GI is breaking up. GI, you breaking up a little bit, man. All right. Charles Turner, what's good? GI, you are buffering a little bit.
Am I back in the game now?
Bem, you sound great.
Back in the game now. Back in the game. So we just got to remind folks. Go ahead. Did you want to go somewhere?
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
We just got to remind folks that 2 years ago we overachieved, and that messed up last offseason. I think last offseason we would have done this, but we couldn't do this. It would have been with somebody else. So that messed things up, and they tried to reload and retool. And halfway through last year, they saw that wouldn't be the plan. The 11th pick this year, we got Jalen Durham. I believe his first name's Jalen or Durham. We got him. The problem is we had already decided to keep Mitch. If we were to use Mitch to sign and trade for Brunson, and we knew that that's what Dallas wanted, we would have done that Mitch sign and trade with Brunson. We would have drafted Duran. We would have made all those other moves. Man, we'd be in a different situation. But there's two franchises I want to thank this morning, Freezy, and I want to shut up, read the chat, because today's a day for everybody to cook. If you say you're intelligent in this Knicks space and you're not trying to come up here and speak intelligently, then I'm not sure. Listen, guys, we have got to take our fandom and everything, this platform, to the next level. You've got to come in this space and be serious about it. So I want to say this in this space. I want to say that if everything falls out perfectly, then yeah, we got higher draft picks. But we're going about it our way. Right. It's starting to make some sense, but we need to get lucky. For example, Randall and Brunson has got to figure it out. RJ, there's nobody more excited about this Brunson conversation than RJ. I heard Chuck this morning on Vibes and things and say, Freezy, you can't keep talking about development if you don't got a point guard to get RJ where he needs to get the ball, to show Mitch how to run off the pick and roll, and then you stop worried about his offense. To make sure McBride understands it so quickly, just all of these guys, to Obi, yes, you can move without the ball, and you can trust that you jump around the rim, and I'm going to get it to you. So you had to have this moment where you had a guard come in and make everything better. Last year, you tried to retool it. So I just want everybody to come in and be smart in the space today. Don't be personal about your feelings. Make sure that we're going about this thinking about what's best for the Knicks in the long haul. That's all I ask for today, Freezy. I know your patience, but I talk to you behind the scenes too, so I know when you get impatient. You just don't give that to the people. So I'm coming up today to be GI to say, yo, you want to come into space today? Be sharp. Know which trades are happening. Let's be. We know major networks are down here peaking in this space to get their content. If they're going to steal Freezy's content, let's make sure they take away the best takes ever.
Right. No doubt. I'm going to bring in D'Angelo. D'Angelo, what's good, bro?
Good morning. Salute to both of you.
Good morning. Yeah, that's who I needed. I need D'Angelo. I need you to bring that energy. And Joe Maiden, I know you on the takes this morning, Joe. Let's get it, Joe. Joe, I think today could be a good day, Joe. I think today could be a good day, bro.
Listen, I'm good with a simple signing of Brunson, and that's it.
Right.
No, don't forget Mitch.
I get the kids. I get
Mitch too.
Mitch, but I rather see the number where it was closer to 11, 12 million. I was happy with, and then once I seen 15, I'm like, the fit with Brunson isn't there yet. So we'll see. But yeah, if we bring it to the same team back with Brunson and whatever moves we made, I'd be happy.
Joe,
I'd be happy enough.
In 2020, Joe, some morning in 2020, I said to you, let's get Mitch locked up for 10, 11 before it costs us 15. And you said 8. I'm not going over 8. You got to pay double now because you wouldn't listen to me at 11, sir.
I think it'll be like 12, 13. I don't think they're going to go 15 because they're going to look at what Robert Williams got with the Celtics, and Robert Williams is proven more, but Mitch could be as good. So it's the same type of money they should be on. I don't think they should be really going over it just because the fact Mitch doesn't have really much offense. If he had a little bit more offense, then we're talking a different story. But
right.
Now I will say this, and I'm gonna shut up and go do some research while we can cook this morning. I'm seeing. Could you imagine Mo Bamba and his potential to come in, him and Mitch playing different? You get Mitch and Mo, and then Mo Bamba can spread the floor. I'm gonna go do some research on that and see what that's looking like today. But I like Mo Bamba back in New York. Thoughts, guys? On that?
They're talking about signing a backup center. I preferably wouldn't if you're signing Mitch. I prefer just go with Sims, bring Taj back in the Met minimum, and then give Obi more time at the small, like him and Randall on the floor at the same time. But if they are going to do a backup center, I prefer one that can shoot. So Mo Bamba is definitely a good option.
Good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Yeah, what's up? You asked it earlier, Breezy, about being nervous with now the Heat involved. Oh, right. Yes. Pat Riley with his old slick back gray hairdo now, throwing a monkey wrench into the Knicks' plans. They're clearing out everything, hiring his daddy, all this stuff. And now Pat Riley's he's gonna throw some heat, no pun intended. And I'm telling, it's gonna get very interesting now. I am nervous because Pat Riley's gonna sell him a lot of goods to come. So I
got to spin on that, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Because if you know Pat Riley, then you know when he wants something, he goes at it. He goes at it.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
In this case, he received a phone call from Brunson and family saying, hey, we want to come down and talk to you. He's probably right now like, huh? So what Pat Riley will do is he knows his presentation. He's the best salesman. So he's going to have you in. He can't sign you today, but he's going to leave you thinking. But what's going on now is if Brunson walked in that door today at 6 o'clock and hugged his dad, tomorrow the Knicks would lose every draft capital that we have the next 4 years. The NBA would destroy us. We have to give some resemblance of there was competition for Brunson. That we didn't just move out the draft and all of a sudden start coming up with the right amount of cap space to hire the guy whose father we just hired a month ago. It stinks to holy hell if he doesn't meet Pat Riley.
Yep.
Yeah, because was it the Bulls signed Lonzo Ball? I think free agency opened at 6. They signed him at 6:05.
Yeah.
So and technically you're not they know there's tampering, there's talks before it, but technically if you're signing a deal that quick, you're more or less already in the facility. So you need to give it time. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if Jalen doesn't sign till like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight or even until tomorrow, just the Knicks give it time so it doesn't look as bad as it does now if he does automatically sign.
I hope he does. At this point now,
and then maybe even work out a sign-in trade because that benefits the Mavs and it benefits the Knicks getting more cap. So that's something that they might have to work out with before the deal is done.
To send 48 over in a sign-in trade.
Oh yeah,
If Fournier goes over in the sign and trade, Leon Rose is executive of the year.
You got 18 more in cap, then you try and move Rose,
He's
you're back up to 30
executive
again.
Of the
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, him putting out a statement basically saying we're going to do smart moves, and his that whole memorandum he sent out. So I mean, listen, if the Knicks don't pull this off and sign Brunson, do you know the absolute disaster this is? Though, if it doesn't happen, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking on the other side.
Yeah, but
If it didn't happen-
D'Angelo, you get all year in a 31-year win season to be the devil's advocate, and you sound brilliant. Today, I got to question where it's coming from because nothing. Again, if Pat Riley calls Brunson and say, "I need to see you before you sign that deal," and Brunson says yes,
right? No, I hear you.
This is you.
He do either when LeBron James, he'll drop the rings on the table and be like, yeah, here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pat Riley is a shrewd guy, and he is a very smart businessman, and he knows how to sell it. So.
You cannot trust those slick talking Irishmen.
That's right.
Nah, bro, we sell. We sell. GM type guys is a good old Irishman. Yeah. And it's funny that you look back, even watching that Lakers series, how he only went in to work with the broadcasting crew at the very beginning, and what he's turned out to be.
Look,
Right,
I only made it. I didn't make it through that series, but when Pat Riley got introduced into that series, I was like, "Yo, this thing is about to be phenomenal." And then I stopped watching it, but I didn't even see him get hired as coach yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
I told you last night,
seen him go play pickup ball in Venice Beach and get elbowed in the mouth.
and last night, hearing that Murray went to Atlanta, I was pissed off. I was like, "Oh, damn!" I was like, "No, I wanted him bad." Oh,
Now
I'm not mad at the Murray thing. I'm mad at the fact he went to Atlanta.
yeah, me too.
I'm not mad at the fact of the deal.
Man,
That price was crazy, and Atlanta can afford it because they got Trae Young. We can't afford to give up 2 unprotected picks right now when we don't know what we have, and then have to pay him a max deal after next year.
Right.
So we're not in that position. And I get people are mad. We want the talent. We're hungry a little bit, but I think they weren't gonna throw unprotected picks on the table, knowing that Donovan Mitchell at some point could axe out over the next 12 to 14 months or some point. So they to me, I think, are still holding out for bigger. Whether it comes where it happens or Dolan has the patience for it to happen remains to be seen. But I don't think they might move a couple of them other picks for some good players, like the protected ones we got and some stuff. But any unprotected picks are probably off the table in their eyes unless it's a star like trade.
But hold on, Joe. You said where did you get? Are you saying after the next season he can opt out? Are you saying?
He's due for a contract extension, and that's why San Antonio moved him, because he told the Spurs he wasn't re-signing. And if he makes another All-Star team, his extension's going to be $40 million plus. And that to me is a little bit much to give him $40 million, give up picks for a bootleg or Dollar Tree Westbrook.
He has 2 more years under contract, Joe. So that's
but he's going to want these guys, they want the extension after year 1, so that's what he's going to be looking for. So that's kind of the problem, is having to pay him $40 a year in after trading a bunch of picks for him.
But hold on now. If this guy becomes what it looks like he can become, and he comes to the East Coast and makes the All-Star game at guard in the East Coast, then he's worth every dime of it. So I hear you, because the only problem is this, Joe. Our draft picks, I don't ever see they're going to be valued. I'm going to assume that Tibbs is going to make it another 3 or 4 years. I'm going to assume everything is in place another 3 or 4 years. This team will never be a 15-win team. So their draft pick is always going to be in the middle. And they're always going to debate about whether they can go out and get Mitchell, where they can go out. I don't know that we'll ever – I think all our draft capital will be to steal guys away. And if that's your plan, Murray – You won't find a better guy in the next 3 years that you could have stolen away, like you could have stolen Murray away with the draft. They got to look at the fit too.
They got to look. You bring in Brunson in because Brunson, they were never going to go off of Brunson with Murray. They were going to still use the two of them. Brunson was always still going to be here, or going to come with if they were going to go after Murray. Their problem is, what are you doing with Julius Randle? Because then that's a disaster. You have no space, and where's Murray's another guy that needs to get to the paint. Said he's like Russell Westbrook, bootleg Russell Westbrook. He needs to get into the paint in the mid range. So he can't hit the three. That like he hits it okay, but he's not looking for his three. So what are you doing? So that's a disaster right there. And then going into next season, and you're after giving up all your chips to do that, Dolan and fire him by the trade deadline or by mid-season.
I have no argument with anything you said.
I have a little pushback.
I don't know. You could get Murray and Brunson. But let me go ahead, please.
I have a little pushback on that, and it's not the admin side of it. It's about the on-court stuff. I think the Dejounte Murray fit on any team is a perfect fit,
Right?
Because his deficiencies, help other players get like to me. One of his deficiencies, and this is just my opinion, just being a CO, a conscientious observer, just being neutral. I think one of his deficiencies is that he's too unselfish, even with subpar players. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of trying to dunk on somebody's big man, he'll kick it out to some random guy in the corner that can't shoot because the play calls for you to kick it to some random guy to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And without thought that guy can't shoot, right? Like having faith in dudes that don't deserve any faith whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? It happened to work out for him some season. They had Dougie McBuckets, but some of those other guys on the Spurs that you saw him average like 8 or 9 assists, you don't even know who the hell is Lonnie Walker. You know what I'm saying?
A free agent right now.
right. Yeah. So what I'm getting at is I think in terms of basketball fit, I think if we had gotten him, he would have been the primary ball handler, and Brunson would have been in the Brunson role, like he was next to Luka. You know what I'm saying? With Murray being in that role as the lead playmaker. Now, with that said, you only have one basketball, and if you put Murray, Brunson, RJ, Randall, all these dudes on the floor, now you're like, who's going to take a backseat to whom and when? Right? Because you don't want RJ to take a backseat to anybody because in theory, he should be the future. Right? You don't want him to take a backseat. And then you don't want Randall to take a backseat either because Randall's making $20-something million. And if Randall takes a back seat in that scenario, if you look to ship Randall out, he won't have any trade value because he has low usage, right? And so it puts me in this mindset like this. I believe shipping out Fournier in this situation benefits the Knicks in the long term. Because as long as you have, and when I say big three, y'all, please don't go to Knicks Fan TV and tell him I said the Knicks have a big three, right? No, then we go like, man, Uncle Freezy said the Knicks. Yeah, and to be honest with you, that only happened one time. That only happened like one time. I think it was last year. I think I said something absurd, and then he was Uncle Freezy said. But anyway. But what I would say though with the Brunson, Randall, RJ fit, y'all, Brunson is not a facilitator, right? So we call him point guard, but he's point guard in height only. He's not a guy that's gonna get you 8 or 9 assists a game. He's gonna probably get you about somewhere between 4 to 5 assists a game. Right, he's going to be real efficient shooting. Right, he's gonna finish well within the arc. His 3-point shot is improving, and his defense sucks. Right, so So if we're being honest, what we're getting from Jalen Brunson is offensive punch. That's it. Scoring. That's basically it. Now, I say that, and it sounds like I'm saying what he provides is a bad thing. It's not. It is not. What Jalen Brunson provides is an excellent thing for a team that could not score, for a team that was not efficient inside the arc. The Knicks had the and I was just about to go there and say the Knicks had the worst backcourt in the history of the league and blah blah blah. And I don't want to say that no more, right? What I will say is this: that Jalen Brunson's proficiencies are exactly what the Knicks need. And y'all know these guys have the software to stat track, right? So when they were looking at a potential free agent, they were like, these, you put in, you use your software to stat track. You're like, okay, this is where we are, and this is what we need as an upgrade. And then when the upgrade shows up, and it's Leon Rose's godson, they're like, hey, damn the torpedo. Look, we selling everything to get him. Yeah. Because not only does he fit a need, we know him. That's my godson.
You know him since the date of birth, so but my one thing though, Freezer, I'm just gonna say about that was though accountability. Do you think that might be a little issue?
Accountability with Randall and RJ,
no,
or
with Brunson, because his dad and everybody's around him, so it's hard if he makes a mistake to make him accountable because their family relationship.
Nah, man, my man is a professional. He a pro.
No, I know he's a professional, but I mean like the front office, because they failed to keep Julius accountable. They even have more ties to Jalen.
Yeah,
but I don't. Jalen's not like that. But what I'm saying is like the deficiency on the court, like lack of defense, stuff like that. How are you supposed to make him like not personally accountable on the court with the fans, like how Julius has been, but like accountability with his defense and stuff that he makes mistakes on the court. How do you make him accountable?
Yeah, Julius ain't no pro like that.
No, Julius not like that. No.
Yeah, that's why it was an issue with Julius Randle. Jalen Brunson is a pro like that. He's a leader. He always been that way. He always been like the little general. You know what I'm saying?
I'm concerned about though with Jalen, if and when he gets here, there's so much expectations that Knick fans are all a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Can he handle
I don't think that's right. I think that's the problem with them giving him this much money. It's confidence, but it's pressure.
Yeah, and it's a lot to lay on him. He's still a young guy, and there's a lot that with him coming here, if and when he does, it's a lot of pressure, and Knicks fans are going to hold him accountable for a lot of stuff. Say, oh, we should have never got him. But then, it's just going to be like one of those things, and that's what I'm concerned about too. The pressure of him.
But see, he and the front office are recruiting now because the way it is if the Knicks, if he and the Knicks don't come to agreement, if he doesn't become a Knick, everyone's going to criticize. But when he signs, everyone's going to criticize the price.
Yeah, it's either
he's losing, and he's going to have a lot to prove. And I think he's a very good player. He's not the winning piece. Like he can get us. We finished 37 wins last year with deficiencies. I think he could get us to 500, maybe 2 or 3 games above. But we need that other piece with him to make another push. Because to me, next year, 500 might just even get us into the play-in. Might just get us into the play-in.
Is that other piece on the roster?
No. RJ is possibly, and Julius coming back. Julius's head, maybe. If Julius can get back even half what he was, that 4th seed run, and RJ can take a little step, then we're cooking with something. But this is all on Julius. Julius is to do what Julius is meant to do and let Jalen run the offense. And Julius needs to become more of a scorer, which he's built to be. I don't know whether you want to do it.
Upcoming year.
Next year, quickly, I'm glad you said that, D'Angelo. Let me help you out. I got the answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quickly, it's going to be top 5 in the 6 Man of the Year voting next year.
I agree with you.
Top 5.
I think in there, if he can get the minutes.
Oh, he'll get the minutes with Tibbs.
Because that's why I'm like Derrick Rose has to go. If you're bringing in Brunson, Rose has to go, because then my worry is Rose won't be healthy. Quickly get his minutes that way. But when Rose is healthy, Rose will play under Tibbs, and that's my fear. So you have to move Rose.
Quickly, Rose is not going to cut Quickly. Quickly is going to get 22 to 25 minutes a game under Brunson and Rose and Quickly. Don't forget Burks is gone.
Right.
Yeah, we still have a little Galutto at the backcourt, and I think realistically two guys should go. It should be Fournier and Rose, but to get Quickly his minutes, Rose has to be moved, because if he's healthy, Tibbs is going to play him.
Right.
You assume Quickly's playing
And he's a
point guard.
$14
I'm telling
million
you not.
so he's a lot of money.
You assume that Rose is running. I mean that Tibbs is running Quickly out as point guard. He's not. He's putting Quickly on the floor to score. He don't care what position he plays.
I would say this though, just real quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says wrong again. Wow, we just got started. Who's wrong already? He said wrong again. Luka had the ball, sir. He can't. He can't. Assist. Are you talking about Luka assistant or Brunson assistant?
No, he's saying Luka, because Luka had like 37% usage. So he's saying Jalen can average way more assists when he has the ball, because he's saying he averaged 4 playing off ball.
I actually agree with him on that.
I think he can get to 7, maybe 8, 7 assists. That's probably as far as he's going.
So here's what's going to happen. Because he's so efficient with the ball,
I'll be right back.
The ball's going to be in his hands. And what happens is he has triple threat. He doesn't pick up his dribble. So because of that, he's going to become a problem for the other team. RJ's man is going to cheat away from RJ. Julius's man is going to cheat away from him. And if they can move without the ball, he will automatically look like a good passer, because you're going to get so frustrated that the only reason the Knicks is in this game is because the damn boy Brunson got the ball in his hand. He's scoring at a high rate. He ain't turning it over. This ain't Knicks basketball. We got to get them frazzled, and he won't get frazzled, and it's going to make everybody around it better.
I'll tell you something, with the point guard play we got the last couple of years, Jalen Brunson is going to look like Kyrie within 2 weeks. We're going to be like, what? We have a point guard? We're not used to seeing talent.
That's exactly what I was just saying. Exactly.
He's going to look beautiful because we just haven't seen it. We've got Peyton, Burks. We had Rose when he was there, but
we haven't had a guy since Jason Kidd who could bring the ball across the court and not feel like he got to pick it up, get it out of his hands. You all have played pickup basketball and tried to dribble the ball with somebody who's harassing you, and you picked up your dribble. We've all been there before. Same thing in the NBA. They make guys pick up their dribbles, and you can't be a point guard if you got to pick up your dribble. Burks had to pick up his dribble.
Yeah, who in the world?
I think this kid is another level to go to. I really do.
Keith Gill is wilding out in the chat, huh? Keith Gill. Good morning, Keith Gill.
Yeah, I don't know who this Keith Gill guy is.
Yeah,
Somebody mods, keep your eyes on that Keith Gill guy.
Game. Book it. What?
Keep your eye on that Keith Gill guy, mods. If he gets out of pocket, please block him. Thank you.
Keith Gill sounds like a dude with a beard that just talks till exhaustion. That's
Keith Gill is the name of a man that they would probably pledge Alpha Phi Alpha.
Yeah, and probably in shape too. Probably
Yeah, Keith Gill sounds like a farmer running cows down in Kentucky.
Hey, what up, Freezy? You hear me?
Go west. That's Keith Gill.
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah, AJ, how you doing, man?
We hear you, AJ.
Hey, what's up, man? Bro? Appreciate y'all having me on the show, man. I watched this show a lot.
Get on here and cook today, baby. Get in here and cook today, baby.
Hey, what's up, Ghetto Intellect? What's up, Joe Madden?
What's up, bro?
Kicking it right now. I'm at work, while I listen to you guys. I listen to you guys on a regular basis. Okay. I just wanted to touch on how people are downplaying the Jalen Brunson signing. Even before it happens, this guy's a 2-time champion. He's somebody that has some intellect in that lead guard area. Like you can't just downplay this guy and say he's not worth that money. If you look at it back in 2010, I think Raymond Felton signed somewhere around 17 million. With inflation now, 12 years later, 27 to 29 million, whatever the case is that they're looking to sign him for, it don't seem like a lot, honestly.
Okay.
And
Okay.
having a lead guard is so important. If you just look at the inefficiencies of the team last year, having Jalen Brunson is going to change that completely. A lot of players on this team are going to be a lot more efficient than they were last year. Just having that lead guard, being able to push the pace, tell players where to go on the court, make sure that they're actually running the plays, unlike what Randall was doing last year, just doing his own thing. So I think a lot of people are downplaying this signing, and we just have to kind of give it time and see what's going to happen. But that's all I got for right now.
Okay. So for one, I don't want to compare Randall to a point guard because he is not. Right. Two, I don't want to confuse Randall's role in the franchise, in the organization, to a new point guard's role in the organization. Right.
No.
What I would rather do is just, and this is just me. This is my opinion, man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to push my agenda on nobody. I'm just saying, just in general, right? I would say, for those that saw the numbers I put up yesterday about how the Knicks were 6th in the NBA in pick and rolls ran, 7th in pick and roll possession, and I think they were 5th in pick and roll scoring. Because running the pick and roll and scoring out of it are two different things, right? And running the pick and roll and the time you are in that play are two different things too, right? And if you're Randall, you're neither. Randall is neither the pick and roll, the roll man, neither was he the pick and roller, the ball handler. So the Knicks ran a lot of offense without Julius Randle, almost obsessing to not run the offense with Randall. What I would suggest is look at what our offense looked like when Randall was away from the floor early in the season. Right? When Randall was on the bench, what we looked like. And if you go back and if you think back to those times, it'll bring you to a point where you realize that Randall last season was legit the best player that we had on the team, right? And his usage, while seemed like it was high for a team that ran pick and roll the 6th most times in the NBA, and he wasn't involved.
It was necessary.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. So what I'm getting at is I think you need the balance. Because what happens is when you run the RJ Julius offense, right, and you don't run any, because RJ ran pick and roll last year, y'all all saw it, where he catch a pass and he'll back way up almost to half court, to get a full head of steam, catch the screen, go to the basket, either pass it or try to finish. We all saw that last year, and we didn't like it because RJ didn't have the burst to flat out go by guys, but at the same time, he had the craftiness to get to the rim. But what Brunson would bring, in my opinion, is a guy that operates in that pick and roll and gets his own shot. Is he going to create for others? I don't think so. But as far as his shot, in terms of scoring, I think it's a welcome addition. So what I'm getting at, I think the balance is there for Randall, for Brunson, for RJ, maybe one other breakout player, whether it be Quickly, Obi, or Reddish. But after that, I don't see where you need offensive punch after that. Because during the game, some points are just scored organically, like free throws, like breakaway dunks, you know what I'm saying, putbacks, things of that sort.
No, I agree. The offensive punch, once you bring Brunson, you don't really need it. To me, To me, I'd be looking to try and trade for a defensive wing if you're not bought in on Cam, or even if you're having Cam, because to me, the thing with Cam is because injury prone too. Cam got to stay healthy if he wants to play as well.
This guy, Joe, man, is
So as a backer, you just bring in another 6'7", 6'8", 3-man that can play defense and knock down a 3. That's what you need. You bring that in as replace of, instead of, you more or less shipped out a 6'5" guard and brought in a 6'7", 6'8" wing with Burks, swapping Burks out. Because the lack of defense is what killed us last year. And that's why I think if you're going to keep Fournier needs to go to the second unit, and Grimes or Cam or that defensive wing we bring in needs to start.
Hey, don't forget Fournier can go back in the sign and trade. Hey, we could take that Bullocks guy you got.
Hey, do they have a Bullock or a dude named Frank?
We gonna go back.
Leave Frank alone. Nah, you gotta leave Frank alone, bro.
I don't think they're gonna knock him. Frank, Frank's a free agent. I think. I don't know if they picked up his option.
Oh,
I'm not too sure how that is, but Bullock, I think is 1 year left, but I don't think they're going to give up Bullock. Bullock didn't perform well for them in the playoffs.
Okay.
They're not going to want to give him up. See, we were dumb enough to give him up. Instead of giving him the $9 or $10 million, you decided to give him Noel. And that's what the setback was. Yeah, Fournier gave us a lot better offense, but defensively was a mess. So then if Fournier's staying, I think you need to move him to the bench. I think you move RJ to the 2 and try and get yourself a wing that'll play the 3. It's either Cam or you sign somebody or trade for somebody.
I have a guy in mind.
I think I have one too.
Malik Monk.
You want to go? Huh?
Malik Monk.
Bro, that bro 6'4", puts up buckets. There's no defense.
I know.
I like Malik Monk though. If we moved out Fournier, I would look at Malik Monk, because if Fournier is gone, that kind of changes everything.
I'm gonna go grab a coffee.
But I was thinking Keldon Johnson could be an option. San Antonio look like they're selling.
What do you guys think Golden State is gonna do with Wiggins and Poole over there? They got a lot of money they got to shed.
I think they're going to trade Poole.
I think they're either gonna go Poole or stay with Clay. If not, Clay is out of there.
Yeah, I like Clay, and it's unfortunate with his injuries killed him, but that deal's looking like one of the worst deals in the NBA right now.
I wish I could show you a chat that I got from just 2 months ago with my boys. I'm looking at their team, and I'm sitting here saying, oh, let me see how Kuminga gets in the game. Let me see how Moody plays. I know Wiseman's been a little hurt. Let me see how they use these wings, Moody and – wait, what? Wait, Clay is out there average, and they're not giving Kuminga 5 minutes or Moody 2 minutes? Oh, no, they got to get rid of Clay ASAP. My boys responded, that was the dumbest take ever. You say you go on the internet and talk to people? What?
What happened? I didn't see.
My boy, because I was telling people, they said trade Klay Thompson ASAP.
No.
ASAP.
Yep.
Clear that $36 million off the books.
That's $36 million for shooting.
The Knicks will be sitting there like, you're going to give us Klay Thompson? Oh, my God. You can have everything. There's some team sitting there like, you want to give us –
and I like Jordan Poole. I think we should get Jordan Poole, man.
They'll be sitting back
so shout out – oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, let me finish the tape. They'd be sitting back there, can play Kuminga, can play Moody, work up their value. Oh, my God, could you imagine Moody and them playing with – oh. What the Warriors have, I've never seen in the history of the NBA. Now, they got a manager because these kids are fickle. But I've never seen a team win the championship with 3 of the best future assets on their bench. I've never seen that.
Okay.
Draft and development, and then when they took advantage of when Steph went down early, they're like, do you know what? We'll go into tank mode. And then they fleeced the Timberwolves in the process and got them to tank for him. So they loaded up quick. And the funny thing is that their second overall pick, it looks like a bust right now because he hasn't played.
Because of injuries, right?
Like they even missed on a second overall pick and they're still made the finals and loaded up again.
Right.
It's crazy.
They didn't miss on that Kuminga
if
kid.
they went by LaMelo Ball like they should have instead of Wiseman.
And so the deal, what I was gonna get to is so on Monday night on the Knicks at Night podcast, we're gonna have Athletic Alchemy. He is a YouTuber extraordinaire who covers the world champion Golden State Warriors, kind of like how I cover the New York Knicks, except he does it like 10 times bigger, 20 times grander than I do. You know what I'm saying? So he's like the I want to say Knicks Fan TV, but maybe bigger. So he's like the Knicks Fan TV, maybe bigger guy for the Golden State Warriors. And so he'll be on the show with us, rocking and rolling Monday night on the Knicks at Night podcast. So if you have questions and things about Golden State Warriors basketball, NBA basketball, NBA landscape, Knicks free agent signings, he'll rock with us for a few minutes, hang out with us, get to know you guys and all that stuff. And hopefully you guys will go subscribe to his stuff. If somebody has it, if you can find Uncle Alchemy's chat on YouTube and put the link to it in the chat so that we can go subscribe to his channel. I'm already subscribed. I ain't gonna lie to you. Very smart dude. Very sharp, understands relevancies and all types of things and trends. And so he spoke to a bunch of the stuff that Golden State was going to do. He was speaking about this like 2 years ago. And Golden State somehow followed all that stuff to a T and got right back to an NBA title. So I'm going to ask him what the Knicks need to do so we can get on that road.
Well, we need to get Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That helps a little bit,
Yeah, and so those guys too. Y'all, just to speak real quick to why Golden State is successful. Golden State is successful not just because of Jordan Poole or Klay Thompson, but their role players are excellent in their roles, like the Gary Payton IIs, the Otto Porters, the Andrew Wiggins, the Kevon Looney's. All of them are excellent in their roles. Ron from Still Knicks Fans is in the building. What's good, Ron?
Big day, Ron. Big day, baby. Big day. I'll be checking for your content too. I see everybody going live today. I want to hear what everybody got to say, man. I want to get smart today. But we know how we start. We starting this day with KMD, the Blondes Tears Network. We appreciate Uncle Freezy. Free Keepers in the chat. We still got Knicks freestyle. We'll be back to you next week. The night show. We got Joe Maiden. Who come on, man. Who could get the Irish Joe Maiden on the morning show like this? How's the little girl doing? She probably getting ready for high school soon, bro. Time flies quick.
She's 3. She turned 3 there in June. She getting big.
Dang, bro, 3? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Time is flying, bro.
Just remember when she was first born, bro. That's how long we've been doing this, man. And things again.
A couple of months before, it was like the beginning. Was it the beginning of the pandemic, right? The Obi Toppin draft.
Yeah.
I think the season it was RJ Barrett's rookie year. The season just went down because of the pandemic, and then kind of everybody started then doing podcasts, and we were doing this thing for hours and a day.
Yep.
I do have to say this. I've been a Knicks fan long enough where I can take any 3 or 4 years. I've never seen 3 consecutive years of progression like that. I really thought we took a major step back last year, and I didn't think that we'd be able to clear all of this. Now, you still got to acquire the assets, but I didn't understand that shorter deals, having a lot of draft picks. I didn't understand how quick teams can get under the cap. I'm used to summers of the Knicks have no first round draft picks and we're over the cap. I don't know if it's the new CBA that allows this. I can tell you I don't know enough for me to play fake GM. I don't know enough about how you get mid-level exemptions and these things that allow you to take in assets and take in cap space and relieve another team of cap space for some picks. I didn't understand that concept.
And trade
and
exceptions.
Leon Rose got that down. He's got and his capologist.
Brock Eiler, baby.
Yeah. This guy gets it.
He understands it. Like Knicks fans get mad, they don't understand what's this happening. But there's chess moves. Like to me, it's funny we complained when Leon Rose first got here. Why is he accumulating all these second round picks? They're garbage. But then now he moves them. He moves the garbage to get out under contracts, and now we complain and he's moving second round picks. Remember, he brought all them here. He traded for all them loading up on contracts, though. Very easily, if he wanted to in the next 2 years, he can reload up on them again. And that's what they're for. Move off of bad contracts, pay tampering fines. You know, he's doing the right thing. He's making sure he's not getting screwed at the end of it. He's making sure he has the picks and he has flexibility. Because that's the problem is previous regimes and other front offices, they blow the picks, they blow the money to try and win now. And we've seen it; it's never worked. So now we're taking it slow.
And the contracts.
Yeah. So giving guys 5-6 year deals over $100 million, wanting to get out after year 2, stuff like that. But at least now Leon put himself as like, all right, I got these guys on 2-year deals. If I have to spend some second round picks to get out under them, it's not going to cost me much. Where if you have like to move Randall right now to get off the cap, it's going to cost you first.
So
he's doing a good job.
So Pete Gang. So 8 months ago, and I'm telling you, Freezy, we got to get Free Keith. You got to line him up, man. He owes the network, and the network owes him. He's got to get up here and talk about when we saw gloom and doom, he saw this. And I'll be honest, this is why
he's getting his Spike Lee on now, though.
Well, this is why I push him so hard, Freezy. No, Free Keith, I got to give it to him, Joe. Last year, he kept saying, y'all complaining about these guys. There's flexibility. You can move them.
He was. And we were hitting him with soft tank.
Exactly what the Knicks are doing now. He was prophetic. And I'm saying, no way. You don't move. You don't sign the Burks and just move them. Who's going to do that for you? Now, I don't think I got through this earlier. I just need to give 2 franchises. I've never had to do this as a Knicks fan. To the Detroit Pistons, I am getting League Pass, and I'm going to be watching your games. I don't know what you have done for us. I know it was maybe that was the perfect union. You wanted things, Jalen Duren and these guys, and we had but then for us to come back to you and say, hey, take Burks and Noel. Take these guys for us. And you do it?
Yeah. But
it's smart. They can't get anybody to sign. So there's like, do you know what? We're going to use the money and load up on picks. Kind of like what Leon done his first year when he couldn't spend the money. He spent like $10-15 million on loading up on second rounders.
Right. But Detroit Pistons are following the Leon Rose. He's leading. Oh, God. 8 months ago, I'm sorry, Freezy. 8 months ago, I would have sat in the room with Leon Rose and I would have said, you're clueless. Here's why you're clueless. And I don't know what his response was, but today he would come up to me and say, young man, hold my beer. That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I don't think he's clueless.
No. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Gi, that we need to take into account. All 3 of these GMs that are doing the revolving door with assets are from the same school of thought. So much so that Troy Weaver, the team president of the Detroit Pistons, worked in the Oklahoma City Thunder's war room. He is from Sam Presti, right? And Leon Rose is in that Sam Presti mode, right? If you can't acquire, because if you look at it, Jalen Brunson is going to be in that SGA model with the Knicks, right? That's the way that we should look at it. Like a young budding star with potential. Because the thing about Brunson is he ain't going. And my belief is he ain't gonna lead the Knicks to the mountaintop, right? But he will be at the end of this season. He will be that name circling in draft talks next season after his stock skyrockets.
Freeze,
Right?
I'm sorry. But Free Keith is in the chat. He's acting a nut. He's down there talking about I told y'all this is coming. Fight me. He been telling me fight me last year and I fought him. What is he doing to me, Freezy? Like, he's gotta make it make sense when he's giving the take though, bro.
Free Keith was sounding like that dude on Times Square talking about the end is near. The end is near. The end is. That's the way we looked at Free Keith, right? Because he was so diametrically opposed from the position that we took, that he looked like the guy with the sign saying the end is near, right?
Yeah, he got the arguments with people. People like, I'm never talking to that Free Keith guy again.
Look, and not only that, G.I., he was taking on. It was like 10 on 1, 20 against 1, 30 against 1, 40 against 1. Sometimes I was like, Free Keith could just tap out, bro. It's 75 people trying to come at you, and he like, bring them all on. I'm fighting everybody. I want all the smoke.
What was his fighting against Leon or with Leon?
With Leon, for Leon Rose. He was saying stuff like, you don't know what moves they have planned. Certain moves they can't make until a certain amount of time. It was like, no, this dude's just stupid. That was my rebuttal. He was like, no, Uncle Freezy, you got to give him time. He can't sign certain free agents until they become available. And I was like, no, Leon Rose just fat and lazy.
I was up there like Worldwide West, that Negro up in the expensive section of the suites, eating all the caviar and drinking the champagne. He ain't made a phone call. Only thing he up there doing is to save Leon Rose's job and sell Tibbs out. That's his only.
That's his job.
Can I ask one question real quick? Do y'all think? I can definitely say this, but do y'all think that Leon is doing a better job than Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah, we have assets. Isaiah got rid of assets as soon as he got here.
Thank you.
Leon's building up, and that's what people need to realize is, why haven't we made the star trade yet? Why, bro? We tried to move up in the draft for Ivy, and we couldn't even move up 7 spots in the draft. How are them picks going to get us a star? So he moved out and got more assets, and that's what he's trying to do. This is asset collecting. And you see the vets are going out so he can show quickly and show Obi and get more minutes for them. Why? To show that the assets. There's going to be a big move. We just...
Hey, my bad, Joe. I thought you would.
See what you made me do, bro. See what you made me do? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to get swole. I'm trying to get swole. You
hey, wait. What part are you getting swole? Is it ego?
Wow.
Or
wow. You still on it? You just can't admit it, huh? You just can't give it to me, huh?
Now,
you just can't give it to me, huh?
Listen, it was for one. Listen, I
have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've been telling y'all hit me with the oh my God, we re-signed the vets. I was like, what we re-signed them for? Look at them contracts. Them joints is easily movable. Oh no. Noel, stay hurt. We're not gonna be able. We have to attach something to trade Noel. Yeah, we attach another vet. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? Like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous how much like the joint is panning out. I'm waiting for all the walkbacks. Where's everybody at? Where's y'all at so we can have a conversation? Because y'all definitely
walk back right
y'all
now.
definitely made it to get at me when y'all thought that I was wrong. Y'all definitely all got at the kid, yo.
Yeah, that's your neck.
Y'all definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm swelling up today. I'm swelling up. Let's go. Let's go.
So, at least I have integrity. At least I have integrity, though. Because I've texted you many a morning.
You know how me and you do. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm telling you I'm wrong. If you're wrong, you're telling me at this fine. I'm talking about all these other jabronis.
Damn,
look at me. I got my pasta towel. Woo! Wipe me down.
Oh boy!
Wipe me down.
Yeah, I'm just
wipe
saying,
me down.
So Free Keith, what I was gonna say to you is at no point during the time that I've known you that I've said anything less than that you are one of the smartest brothers I know. You know what I'm saying? I always do this, and that sometimes I think you think I'm like trying to gas or whatever. Like,
I appreciate that, Freezy, but you still getting this work. You still getting this work. That ain't saving you from the work, Freezy.
I understand that sometimes
saving you from the work, and this is the stuff that I'm telling people.
Coming.
Be patient before you have to eat crow. And I've been saying that. Let the game play out. Y'all put in 20 years of frustration and failure on the back of a 2-year administration. Y'all bugging out.
What you saying makes too much sense, bro. I don't want to hear that.
But I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
Yeah, I'm holding beer. I decided to go hold beer this morning. It's 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock.
They incompetent. They incompetent. They worse than Mills. I heard somebody say that Leon worse than Isaiah. Yo, I cannot even believe that.
No way. No way he's worse than Isaiah.
Yo, Knicks fans, it's special people, but like, I plead with y'all. The summer ain't over. Before y'all have to eat any more crow, let the summer play out before y'all throw darts and have to walk shit back and disappear. My fault.
I understand.
We still won't curse on the network, sir.
I
know you're right today. I know, but we still won't curse on the network, especially on draft day.
What the moment calls for, and okay, I'm off my rant. What the moment calls for right now from us is optimism and positive energy into the pot. It's our part. It's our part to play now. Instead of booing our own at games, how can we lift them up? Like, we gotta think differently. Let's go. We the 16th man.
Okay.
Now.
All right.
I dare y'all to do that. I dare y'all.
I can't lie. Leon Rosen will go reach out to Free Keith. He about to get a new job at the guy.
Yo, if y'all, it take a lot. It take a lot to stop my workout. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot. It take a lot.
I feel you. Otherwise, you've been doing good, brother.
I'm swell. Bro. How about y'all? We all healthy? Everyone well? Peace to the chat. Everyone that shouted me out. Yo, I love y'all. All y'all that don't, I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we need positivity this season.
No, we need some more Knicks freestyle. That's what we really need.
I challenge. Oh, freestyle coming back. It's coming back in a big way. In a big way. We got plans. We got plans of people to see, places to go. We got plans. But y'all pull up. We want differences of takes, but pull up with the positivity, yo. Let's see if we can do that this season. Let's see if we could do that.
Yo, Free Keith has me highly entertained. I started texting him 6:30 this morning, like
6:30.
Like, oh my God, I see the vision. I think I see what this dude is talking about now.
Like, oh my God, we was killing him with soft tank,
Freezy was mad. Freezy ain't even respond. Freezy was like, get off me, get me out this group chat. I don't want to be in this group chat.
Look at what they did with all that cap space. Now they tied it up on vets. I was like, that cap space still there. It's coming back. Look, wow. They opened up 30 million cap space.
What if we do the sign and trade? What if we do the sign and trade for 40 year? Oh my God, all of those. Oh no, I would be like Leon Rose executive. I would look psychopath. One day I'm saying this, the next day I'm saying this. I got to jump on Free Keith. Please let me on the ship, baby. I'm on the ship all season.
He's been doing that on Twitter for years too. He's been doing that on Twitter for years.
And I don't want yes man just agreeing. I'm talking about them super negative because like his cats coming into this season right now already hating Brunson.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not getting ready to agree with you for that. I go kicking and screaming, bro. And when I get on a position to hate, I hate until my last breath, bro. You got to kick the hate out of me. You know what I'm saying? You got to kick my back until all the hate is gone. I'm that type of hater. You know what I'm saying?
Brunson ain't Obi. Brunson ain't Obi, bro. Brunson ain't Obi. I'm gonna tell you that.
Don't do that, bro. I'm
gonna tell you that. And you ain't crow on Obi too.
Man, Obi is a 7-point per game scorer.
Don't get crazy.
Really?
Salute,
7 points per game.
Yo,
to the All-Star
It's
game.
gonna be different this year with a competent point guard.
He playing behind the most high
is that
usage power forward in the league.
Hard Will?
Yeah, that's Hard Will.
What up, Hard Will?
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, beloved?
I only came up here because I want to ask you: did something go on? Did I miss something?
Yes.
Did the Knicks do something that I don't know about? Because I was in the chat in and out. I was doing something and I missed. I don't want to misunderstand or I misinterpret what someone is saying because that if I make
picking a direction.
If I make bad decisions, right, and then I get my life together, right. I supposed to have got my life together. Why do I want credit for that?
They didn't make bad decisions, though. What was a bad decision?
Cars, right? If I buy these cars, that's not good, right? And I finally trade them in, and I finally get somebody to buy them. After I should have got rid of it as soon as I realized the car was a
Freezy is smoking the air. Freezy is smoking the air.
What did I say, Hard Will? I said the opportunity had to present itself, brother. The opportunity had to present itself. Deals just don't happen every day in the NBA. That's just not how it works.
Keith,
I'm sorry.
Keith is saying that Hard Will is wrong. He's saying Hard Will wrong before you even hear him.
Yeah, thank you. So what I'm saying is, right, all I'm saying is that I'm not trying to talk bad about people that I'm giving a chance that I have to work with. At the same time, I am not going to give them credit for moving things that they should have been moved. And I say this all the time on the panel, that when you have a problem in this league, you man up to it. You talk to the media. Are we moving on? Boom, boom, boom. We made mistakes. That's the problem we have.
Dude,
you act like I told y'all. Hold on. You coming on the panel saying you told us what?
I've been told y'all.
No,
I've been told y'all that there was moves to make.
Nothing that I haven't seen because I want to give them credit when credit is due. So if they get Brunson, then I'll give them credit for that until they get Brunson. What am I giving them credit for moving the Well and Burks? That's what you telling me? Stop it, Free Keith.
Yeah,
you cool with me, bro? But
Dude, Hard Will. Y'all was screaming the whole season. Oh, what direction they picking? What direction they picking? They got to pick a direction. They picked the damn direction. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, brother.
But
don't come up here getting greasy with me like
you trying to put glitters on your take of saying they doing good when Noel's and Burks played the point guard.
Hey, Howard, to his credit, he not coming up like doing a victory lap about what they did recently. He take his victory lap about saying this about 17, 18, 19 months ago.
Exactly. And Freezy, I don't agree with it, Freezy, because how can we give? And I'm not debunking Keith. If he want to feel himself for that, fine. I'm not gonna.
What do you mean? You know how many cats came at you? You came at me. You came at me. Everybody on the panel came at me. Everybody came at me, bro. Yeah, I'm taking my lap.
Hoodie Cab was coming on the day show,
and you still mad. And you still mad. And you still mad. What? You still coming at me for what? For what? I was right. Just say that. It's cool. If you was right, there's plenty of times I gave you your W. I was right. Stop it. It's okay.
Right,
it's okay. They picked the direction, like I said. Be patient, like I said. This is what I was saying.
They're not gonna let me talk. Keith, I'm a diehard Knicks fan just like you. But the only
Good
difference
Lord.
with me is I'm not to people that didn't do anything for them to give credit.
That's right,
You
Howard.
know what I'm saying? And I understand what you're saying, but you can't say you predicted somebody to move pieces that they gotta move. Like
No,
That's
I
funny.
was told that they were incompetent because those pieces wouldn't be able to be moved.
Try to make my
I was told those pieces couldn't be
finish
moved.
my point, Freezy, then I'll get out the way.
I was told
Yeah,
those
yeah.
pieces
Okay.
wouldn't be moved, couldn't be moved.
Now, what I'm saying is, right?
So who was right?
Everybody know
Okay.
that
All right.
Burks
Hold on,
is
hold
a
on.
Swiss Army knife, and Burks can make it on a team. Everybody know that Fournier could go on another team. You're
Okay.
not saying nothing that everybody know that can happen. Only thing is you saying it was going to happen, and I hope, pray to God, it should have happened already. So
That's
what you're
right.
saying is you want credit for something that had to been happen, or thank God it happened. Everybody in the world know it needs to happen. So that's
Look, my man. Look, my man. I was told it couldn't happen. I was told it wouldn't happen because they couldn't be traded.
Stinking up your house.
You go ahead and hate. You go ahead and continue to hate. I gotta get my workout in. I appreciate you.
Think that somebody's gonna take it out.
Oh, he bailed
I hope
out.
they do. Yeah, he want to leave now.
He already told us that he was short on time, bro. He already told us that beforehand.
But
We knew that.
Oh, but not like that.
Would try to speak. Those guys were speaking all that time. So now I'm trying to get 2 minutes and I'm getting cut off. So you see, when Hardwill come in kicking facts, this is what they do. They cut me off. They want
What you always do, man.
They did a drum roll for Free Key just because he predicted that the hot garbage in the house should have been taken out. That's trash to me. I'm not with I'm not with none of that. I'm a Knicks fan for a long time, and the difference between me, I don't sit and act like it's good until it's really good. I don't believe nothing's gonna happen. It's like at that draft when I said I'm not believing nothing's gonna happen till it happened. What happened at the draft? Nothing.
Give me a chance to say this, Keith. Hardwell. Let me say this.
We went to the Hawks, and now we saying Brunson is better than Murray right now.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Brunson, and we walking over the Murray topic like Murray ain't.
I touched you. You got a red ball. Hardwell, no, hold on, Hardwell, hold on. You got a red ball. You got a red ball. Me and Freezy, first thing this morning, said that had we not gone all in for Brunson and these relationship and we definitely could have gotten Murray. We could have waited until the Hawks' final offer and won up their final offer. And that's how the whole NBA played, especially before you let a player go from the East to the West. There will be a team in the West like, there's no way I'm just going to let you get this player. And the Knicks were supposed to be the team in the East to say, no, we have no good guard. We have no all-star guards. I'm not letting you get two.
Spurs wasn't trading with us, though. Spurs was not trading with us.
Always say that.
Let me tell you something. The Spurs,
Freezy, we always talk about that player.
We kept offering unprotected picks. Protected picks. They said we're not doing no protected picks.
They wanted all. They got two unprotected, one pick swap, and then another protected.
The Hawks deal was way better than what we
I understand that, but
they're in a better position because they got Trey.
How many picks we got and all this stockpiling.
Yeah, we haven't done anything.
That's the only thing I'm saying. I don't know the specifics.
I'm sorry, Will. If we didn't offer the right picks, but I want you to respond to the right thing that we're giving Keith props for, because you're not wrong. But I do want you to hear what we're saying, because in the last 25 years, we've seen bad deals. Eddie Curry stayed on the books. Jerome James stayed on the books. Noah stayed on the books. This guy gave out flexible contracts that they move quickly.
Don't forget about Amari.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
All our guys, all our mistakes in the past stayed on the books, Will. That's the only
And I said that, G.I. I said respectfully, I'm trying to give these guys a chance, but I'm not going to drum roll. And we ain't even get nobody. Like, I'm saying that I missed something because I'm thinking we got Brunson, or I'm like, well, hold on, I was doing something. Did I miss something? Was it breaking news? The way that sounded to me, that he's giving these guys credit. That's what I said.
Bro, don't give anybody credit
for taking out that stink garbage that was in your kitchen. Noel didn't play. Now, you talking about Burks and yo, bro, I don't listen. I just wanted to come up here and say I didn't understand what all that was for, because you can't predict something that already need to be done already.
But in fairness, go ahead.
What about this though? What about the fact that Leon Rose found a suitor for Nerlens Noel that was interested also in Alec Burks, so that you could put both in one deal, so that you wouldn't have to try to manufacture two deals.
Oh, you're playing
now,
devil's
on the surface. On the hold on for just let me just say this real quick. And because I'm not gonna get in y'all way. I actually like the fact that we exchanging, you know what I'm saying, the whatever, the, you know what I'm saying, what we doing, like verbalizing our thoughts and stuff here. My thing is, we as Knicks fans thought that there was no market for Nerlens Noel, you know what I'm saying, a contracted injury-prone center with no offensive upside. We didn't think there was a market.
Who paid him, Freezy? The same guy you talking about, right?
The Knicks did. I understand. I understand.
And that point I just made right there debunks that, because you paid him.
But I didn't say you were wrong.
That's you, Freezy. I'm saying that the same guy we trying to give credit to for moving the person that they paid.
Right. No. I understand what you're saying, but
that makes sense to me, Freezy.
But hear me. I understand this. Oklahoma's the guy Troy Weaver was an assistant for Sam Presti, a guy that gave Nerlens Noel a contract, right? So when Troy Weaver went to Detroit, Leon Rose went back to Detroit and said, "Hey man, y'all still like Nerlens? He available, right?" And so they work out a deal where they not only give up Nerlens for cap space, but also Alec Burks. And so on the surface, you're like, well, he's supposed to do that. Nah, because previous regimes have been in the same space and could not pull off a deal like this one. Now listen, how did we get here? This front office is a team. The front office is the front office that put the ox in the ditch, right? But this front office did not leave the ox in the ditch. They got the ox out the ditch.
Yeah,
so
but
I want to get a lot
for it.
I understand. Even though that was two separate deals, I understand where y'all coming from. But when you look at what other teams did, other front offices did, and I'm not saying that what this front office should be attached to previous front office. What I'm saying as a Knicks fan, we saw previous regimes frustrate Knicks fans because they would make a mistake, like maybe giving Amari 5 years, $100 million, right? Then not being able to move that deal, they have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? And then so we have to suffer through that for years.
And they ruined the whole Carmelo deal. The whole Carmelo years, we said we had no flexibility.
When we could have had Chris Paul, right? No, I
because we had Amari on $100 million contract.
I think you said it best.
That's what I'm saying. So
they cleaning up their mess.
Yeah, right. But previous regimes made a mess.
I wouldn't call that a mess.
And then the new regime had to come in and clean up the old regime's mess.
Why wouldn't you call it a mess?
I wouldn't call it a mess because the regime in the past.
Why would I give them credit?
The regime in the past would have still had these players on the books.
And that made so much sense to me, because that's my point right now. To where as if I can't give you credit for cleaning up your own mess.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but here's
they caused us pain with their mess from last season.
Right. But to their credit, though, they did clean it up. And I'm not, and to their credit, I'm giving them credit for being aware. But I'm giving Free Keith. But I was giving Free Keith credit for seeing this.
Well,
and understanding. Even though you want to do this, the time ain't right. It's like dating a girl. It's like when do you take her to go see your mama? You know, when do you call her your girl? When do you say, hey man, is this a relationship or what? When did you pop the question? It's like
that's the problem.
And so in this relationship, the timing is always right, because you don't want to move too fast. You don't want to go take her mama, and you only dated her twice, and now she at your mama house in the kitchen helping your aunties them cut up collard greens, and your aunties they're like, well, who is this? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to move. You don't want to move too fast on the
Yeah, but
road.
what Keith was saying earlier, I foresee that. That's you guys were all wrong. I'm right. And now, hey, I'm Nostradamus. I seen all this coming.
No, that's not what
That's not what he's saying. He's just saying what he's saying is be optimistic. Be optimistic about what this team is putting together.
Also saying, he's also saying while you guys rebut what Free Keith is saying in the moment, what Free Keith is saying is 15 months ago, when Free Keith would come on and say something, the entire chat would be throwing tomatoes at Free Keith in the chat.
Yeah, but he's got horse kilometers on.
Yeah.
And by the way, before we get so excited about ATL, they make mistakes too, because this is an NBA day, Freezy, right? We come with information.
Right.
They cannot move John Collins. They're stuck with John Collins. Nobody wants him in his contract.
Right.
So ATL has issues too.
Every team has that though.
And Bogey.
Yeah, but John Collins, he's supposed to be better than anything we have. You know what I mean? When he got drafted, but more importantly, in other news, Irv Gotti just sold his master $300 million. Salute to New York City and Irv Gotti.
What?
Who?
$300 million? That is crazy, bro. Shout out to the street dudes, man. Shout out to the street dude come up. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that, bro.
Ashanti and Ja Rule made him $300 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Ashanti and Ja Rule. I'm at his doorstep this morning. We need to talk, sir. How much of that $300 million is mine?
Especially Ashanti ghostwriting songs.
He ain't giving them nothing.
Especially Ashanti ghostwriting songs. She in the studio, like that hook is whack. Here, do this, and they don't give her no credit.
But funny thing is, Ashanti is remaking some of her albums so she could get paid off of it anyway.
Oh, good. Cause that joint Jenny on the Block or whatever that is, the Jennifer Lopez joint.
Yeah, that's her in the background. Yep, that's her vocals.
Yeah, that's Ashanti. Yeah.
This street dude just got a legal check for $300 million.
Yeah. I still don't know if I'd have sold my masters though, bro. I still don't know if I can't part with my creative
he's almost
stuff,
60. So what is he going to want to do something for the family? His lifespan is this is generational wealth.
Well, I know. It's just me parting with intellectual property,
ownership
bro.
Is better. Ownership is
better. I understand that. Like, what are you gonna do with this?
You know how much I can buy for $300 million? How much I can own? And I'm not talking cars and stuff. I'm talking.
Do you know how Do you know how much investing I can do with $300 million, bro? I can turn that into $1 billion ASAP, right? But
in today's society, that
intellectual property thing is something.
You could triple that 300 million when you have it. You setting up family for generational. That's how you get started. It's a little bit of money and you can get jumping. And 300 million, that's something special there.
So I wanted to ask that question one more time because we kind of got cut off earlier. Being that Hard Will is in here and he's kind of I feel like he's a little negative against the front office. So what do you think that this front office is doing
neutral.
better?
He's not negative. He's neutral. He said, "Wait
I don't know. I don't know.
Why should
he?
he?
He
I feel like he's a little impatient with the regime.
Nah, he just not going over the edge for him. That's all.
Got you.
But I just want to say this to Joe Banton. Joe, down here where I live, I can buy a mobile home, right? An old one for $1,000.
Because I don't feel like answering nonsense. Thank you.
No, I got you. I can buy a mobile home for $1,000, right? Fix it up and then rent it out for $1,000 a month for the next 100 months, right? Like where we at. That's why I'm saying the come up is real. Like if you got a little money, you can make a little money. You know what I'm saying? So
in New York, $2,000 for a 1-bedroom.
Oh God,
getting expensive. That's why I'm saving up to maybe move down south somewhere. At some point, New York's getting crazy. It's pricey, bro. Eating out, everything. It's
Shout out to places like Queens, New York. Shout out to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jackson Heights. Shout out to the planet of Brooklyn. Shout out to Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? In different places in the tri-state area, the Hill, places, bro. When you got to pay $1,000 a month to park your car, you might want to reconsider. You might want to consider some other options.
Get a bicycle, a helmet, and a belt.
Yes, and a vest, right? And a yeah, man. Oh, South Side of the building. Jay Busby, what's good? Yeah, man. Hey, so the thing about with Hard Will is just neutral, bro. Like not capping for or against. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, let's wait and see what these dudes gonna do. Let's see the real move.
What I was saying is just people got to be patient. Like this regime is not doing the same moves like how the old regime was doing. Like it's not the same. People got to be patient and give this regime time to make the actual right move that this team needs. It's a time limit. Correct. You're right. But championship teams don't get built overnight. It does not happen. You're just not going to pick up one play and say, all right, let's go. We're going to the chip. Look at Brooklyn. Yeah. They got Kyrie, KD. They traded half the team that was on there that made them even want to come there. Nobody is there anymore.
Look at everybody.
So confident with this front office, though, and not be negative how they handled the last two drafts. That's okay.
Yeah, and look at every Detroit Pistons team that made a championship run. Right? Look at the Detroit Pistons that had Kelly Tripucka. Right, and then they were so bad, right? They had like number 3 pick in the draft, or number 4 pick, number 2 pick, and they drafted a guard out of Indiana named Isaiah Thomas. People were like, he's too small. What's a 6'1" point guard gonna do in today's NBA? And we had a point guard named Michael Ray Richardson who destroyed this kid Isaiah Thomas when he first came. Like, shout out to the original H2O from New York, Michael Ray Richardson. When you see that 20 jersey, no matter who's wearing it, we should be thinking, hey, Michael Ray Richardson, the original 20, right? But anyway, the Pistons added Isaiah. 2 years later, added Dumas. And then a year later, added Rodman and Sally in the same draft. After they drafted Isaiah was getting murdered on the court. So they traded to get a goofy big man brawler from the Cleveland Cavaliers named Bill Laimbeer, right? So they added Isaiah 1 year, Laimbeer 1 year, Dumas 1 year, then Robin and Sally, right? And so when people look at young cores, what you should be thinking is a young core is never built in a 2-year window. It's always like a 3, 4, 5 year window. Right, and as a Knicks fan, when you saw RJ Barrett get drafted in 2019, you should have known that RJ Barrett was not going to win a championship until 2024, 2025, 2026, because you have to add other young pieces around RJ, and keep in mind that RJ Barrett may not even be here when the Knicks win that championship, because he may get moved in a deal to bring in another star, right? And what I think what happens is we get so attached to the pieces on the chessboard, like we get so attached to the pawns, the knights, the rooks, the bishops, the queens, and the kings that we
lose
forget
focus on the whole game.
It's right. You lose focus on this thing that everybody is playing on called the chessboard, because the most important thing about chess is not the pieces, but the angles and the angles that they are available
to say checkmate.
Right. And that's why GI has the dopest intro. That's why GI got the dopest intro, because what happens is this. And shout out to I think everybody tell me their intros the dopest. I think Danny Landis is getting the most. People like, man, I love Danny Landis intro. But my thing is this. Don't get it twisted. Like the Jalen Brunson thing is intriguing, right? And this front office is making intriguing moves, right? Like the moves they made last year, you're like, what is this? And then this year, you're like, Okay, so they undoing what they did last year. So did they recognize they made a mistake, or did they move them to get other stuff? And so that's got me in this weird. Hey, anybody in here ever been in that weird bizarro mindset, like you're being aggressive, but also being introspective at the same time? Like you're legit want to be aggressive.
That was me a few minutes ago.
That's me.
Being
That's me.
introspective
That's me.
at the same time. Yeah, so you like
I try not to be.
right, because it puts you in this weird revving in neutral, like people at the light revving up their car.
Well, it's the whole premise of what passive aggression is.
Right.
Either you know what you're talking about or you don't. So when you take the aggressive position, it's because I know. But if you get in that I know and then be like, but I'm not sure, and so that definitive of the I know, it loses its ink, but you still running your mouth. That's what we've been doing.
I get it. I get that part, and we as Knicks fans do a lot, because what happens is in the situation we're in, we base a lot of the stuff that we say off of experience, and at the same time, the front office doesn't tell you anything, so you can't grasp facts to support your stance. So it's like that same place that you just mentioned, like experience tells me such and such and such and such, but then you don't get enough new information to support it is with that what you want to say. But you got to say something.
And that's why I feel like in this situation, right? Like you said exactly what I said. I'm just not giving credit for you cleaning up your mess. You know what I mean? So as far as understanding what you saying, then with this
Can't hear him.
You got me, Will, your mic. Sounds like you put it underwater or something. You on mute now, Uncle Freezy, talking.
Yeah, I got it. The system just put me on mute for some reason. It might have did the same thing to Hardwell, because I saw a message flash. Next thing you know, he was underwater and I was muted.
So. It's those other fans. They like, no. New York Knicks, they'll have a great day on the first day of the. No, this is not what you guys do. You guys don't maneuver and no. You guys don't outsmart people. You don't make trade partners with the Detroit Pistons. That's not what you guys do.
The Knicks don't have. The Knicks never have cap space or draft capital to do anything. They're always capped out.
What are you guys doing? Who do you think you are? Let me shut your internet off.
Here he is.
That's why we got so much negativity in the media right now.
Hardwell.
Do you know what that is, bro? It's just they're going to kill the Knicks if they don't sign them, and they're going to kill the Knicks when they pay them. So either way, it's Knicks for clicks.
Knicks is clickbait.
What I was saying was,
and at Christmas, if he balls out, they're going to be praising the Knicks yet again for clicks. So either way, they're always putting the Knicks out there.
Right.
I think it's a difference between just being negative and facing really what reality is too. And I think us being Knicks fans all this time, you can't compare to what's going on to old regimes, of course. But if you listen to what I said I'm giving them a chance to do what they got to do. That was my exact take, right? But I'm not gonna give them credit for cleaning up space for what they brought into the team. Now, if they cleaning up somebody else's mess, I think that changes the scenario. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I said. And that's all I said. And that's all I said in my take. And that's why Freezy said that. He didn't say it because he's saying it for me. I said, I'm giving them a chance, but I'm not gonna give them credit. I said, did they get Brunson or something I don't know about? That was my exact words. So I don't understand where I was being negative. I just didn't agree for people to rush to give them credit for just moving players that they shouldn't have paid.
Yeah, but
I'm working.
You missed the point, though. You missed the point, though, because your position is solid.
Oh, no, y'all go ahead.
You were responding. Yeah, I'll be really quick.
I'm sorry.
Your position is solid, Will. The only problem is you thought we were giving Keith props for what we weren't. You didn't know what we were giving Keith props for. We were giving. Hold on, let me finish, Will. Let me finish. We were giving Keith props because when the Knicks did nothing, me and Freezy and a bunch of other people slammed him. We slammed him. And he said, God, this is the moves they're making now. Next year, these contracts are easy to get rid of. They can move all these players and get right back in the game. And we told them, hell no. And hard will. You can argue, you can say what you want. You have that right. But I'm telling you intelligently, everything he said is what the Knicks are doing. You can give him or not give him props. That's your personal opinion. But I, knowing who I am, how I beat him up, I remember what the conversation was, have to give him props because what he is saying, whether it's cleaning up their own mess, yes, he said they would at this point in time and get right back in the game. Keith was prophetic with this stuff.
He was like 300.
And I could understand why you was excited because you was there with him. You was talking to him, and he told you that. You understand what I'm saying? Me, from my standpoint, I said this to him, that I'm just not giving them credit for cleaning their mess. I'm not dissing Keith and saying that he didn't say, can I still feel the same way? That I can't give somebody credit, and I just said it again, that if they move players that they didn't sign or they did something, because look, you want to give people credit, and they in a position where we got to make a lot of moves. And this is more my point. They got to make a lot of moves to get us where we need to be. And I'm not saying Keith, I'm talking about more the front office. I don't feel that they should be getting credit for that. Now, if you want to say you giving Keith for telling you that they was going to move that, fine. In my stance, I feel like they have to move it anyway.
Was there really
like I told you about the hot garbage in your kitchen. So I still feel the same way about it. It's no difference in how I feel. And maybe, like I said, you feel that way because you and him was having that conversation. But I still feel once they made these bad moves, they had to move them because they're not going young. They wasted minutes on these guys. And these guys didn't move the needle. And these guys didn't play. Either one or the other is unacceptable when they got to make way bigger decisions moving forward. We're in a situation right now where we got to get players and do things at this moment. And we looking at that. And that's why I said that I missed something. Did we get Brunson? That's my point. And that's all I meant. It was no slay really on you giving him credit for saying that they can move him, because I understand your point, GI, because you thought it was going to take longer. And you said that earlier. So just to show you that I'm paying attention, you said that earlier that you thought it would take them 2 seasons. I'm going to give you your exact words so you can see I'm paying attention. You said it was going to take them 2 seasons. So I never said that. You going to give him more credit because you said that and he said no next season. So I'm with you. I understand why you're giving him credit. And that's the last thing I want to say on that. And the people always misunderstand things, but I'm always paying attention and I always have an explanation on what I'm saying because I won't say it.
Yeah, man. You gotta watch, man, because people will twist.
They try to twist your words. And AJ, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Let me do.
Oh no.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Yo, what up? Good morning. The intro, but like that's got to be annoying to catch it for multiple times. And like you're saying, come on.
I haven't seen mine in forever.
That was AD's intro.
No. I'm not talking about yours. I'm not talking about yours, D. I'm talking about mine because I was on earlier and he played it already.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we have to remember this is production. Like people come here for entertainment and education. And like if they just come, if you just do, I'm telling you, YouTubers, if you watching me right now, if you go all information, your shit is gonna be whack, and ain't nobody gonna subscribe to your channel.
Hey, no cursing on the channel.
I keep forgetting. If you go all info, your channel is gonna be garbage. You have to do education and entertainment. So all of you dudes with all the stats and stuff, lighten up a little bit, man. Dress it up, entertain people, and you provide information. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody eat meat every meat for dinner. You know what I'm saying? You eat meat and salad and other stuff. You got to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? If you wondering why you're not getting no views, no subscribers, that's because you either giving all of one thing or all of the other. You got to give a mix because you don't know what your crowd is. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of mix this thing up, right? And so that's just a pro tip for those out there that's doing it. And people will say, well, who is Uncle Freezy to say? My peers tell me the joint I'm doing is dope, and a lot of my peers are successful. And I got two channels both where we get a lot of views and stuff on. So I kind of consider myself a hood expert.
I'm going to hit the water park. Y'all have a great time. Freezy, same link because I'm coming right back. Once I come off the park, I'm with you all day, baby.
Yeah.
Same link today, or you'll send another one. Same link.
Yeah, we're gonna be on.
Yo,
G.I., good to see you, bro. G.I., good to see you, bro.
Good to see y'all all. 6 p.m. Y'all gonna be back. Y'all behave yourself. Keep this content going today. Hey, D, what up, baby? Let me hold the rollie in the water park.
G.I., stop it. Have a good time with the family, fam.
Yeah, man.
So Freezy.
Yo, what's good, boss?
I came on. Well, good morning to Nick Nation and everybody. I came on this morning because I don't want to say that I heard parts of GI, and I don't know if he was defending what Free Keith said because I didn't get the Keith. But as soon as I see that Keith was rolling in at the same time that I was rolling in, I was like, oh, let's get it, baby. Keith, I'm telling you, if you come back on here telling me anything that this was the master plan and the move and whatever else, we're going to be here verbally rumbling all day. Don't do it, homeboy.
Here y'all go with the misrepresentation again. Go ahead.
I'm asking. I'm not misrepresenting.
Go say stuff I ain't safe. Go ahead.
No. Because I didn't. Like I said, I didn't hear you.
So then, how? If you ain't hear me, you jump in with the negativity off top. So you choosing the side after not even hearing me. Then
it's not negativity, but I've spoken with you last summer and into last fall, and I know how you felt about what management was doing then.
You want me to fill you in, AD, what was going on?
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. They were saying like Keith predicted that they was gonna move the picks of Noel and Burks, and that's what Keith predicted they would do. And they were saying, that was his prediction that they did that, and that's basically what they were saying, and he did. But I was saying that I didn't feel like it was a big deal because they basically moved their own mess. So if that's what you're talking about, that's what the conversation was, basically. But G.I. just played it up in reference to them two on how he talked to him, and he was saying it's going to take longer, and that's why he was giving Keith credit.
Okay. It wasn't just that. It was. I'm here. I can tell you what I was saying. I'm here.
Okay.
From the beginning of last season, I said, be positive. I thought the plan would work out, but I also said I like how they set it up because these cats got easily movable contracts. If it doesn't work out, they can easily switch gears. What I was jumped at because cats was hating on the team at that given moment, not knowing the future. At the moment, in real time, on this channel, on this very show, everybody got on me to the point that cats came on my show and got at me.
I was one. I'm one.
About that very same time, just for me being positive about the actual moves that they made being reversible if it don't work out. That's it. What you mad at me for? But
who's mad at
I don't get it. What you mad? That's what I said. That's the props I'm taking. That's the props I'm taking.
Like we always done. We've been going through. We had one good season under this regime,
This
And
is
that's
not
it.
what we always been going through. You doing you got PTSD, bro.
No,
Even in our
I
losing
don't. I'm
season,
just talking facts.
even in our losing season last season, that was the highest scoring season in 8 seasons.
Really? And where do we end up?
Gangster, we are in a positive trajectory, like I've been saying.
Hey, Atlanta missed the playoffs last year.
And all the cats who was talking, who was mad about the kids not getting playing time to play the kids' cats, y'all should be happy right now because the kids about to get played. It's 18.
I'm very happy that Randall's still here with that attitude.
Oh, they didn't choose a direction. They choosing a direction.
Keith, you saying we mad, but we trying to talk to you. And
no, y'all mad at me for the positivity, and for claiming my properties after everybody been on my neck.
No. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you, fam. I can't lie to you. I'm mad at you.
Go ahead, pull up.
I'm mad at you, fam. But you still my bro. You still my Knicks bro.
Reality.
But, okay, Keith. Let me ask you something. What do you think about Halliburton as a player?
I can take or leave him.
What do you think about Dejounte Murray as a player?
I like him. I can take him or leave him. There's other good players out there. There's other good players out there.
Okay,
I like them.
I can go down the list.
I like tons of players around the league.
With Ball, I can go down the list. My point to you is this, fam. All right, and I'm not even gonna go over all of their disastrous things that they did or didn't do. Okay, since this management has been in place, I can go down a list of at least 10 point guards that came through their midst or they had an opportunity, right? And the narrative keeps being they're saving, they're collecting these picks and they're saving it and they're saving it. What could they possibly be saving this for? I heard a guy last night say that the move is to go after Mitchell in 1 or 2 years. What?
What?
1 or 2 years? What?
You mad at what some guy said on the internet? That's what you mad at?
I'm mad
Some guy on the internet says that? You mad?
This is where we go wrong.
But that seems like that's their narrative, Keith.
Because you want to pick that. That's my point. That's my point, because you want to believe that. I don't believe that, Trash. As soon as I see something like that, I'm like, you don't know nothing. This person don't know nothing. Why am I going to get mad about what he's saying?
The reason why he's frustrated is not that. The reason why we get frustrated is because anytime a Knicks fan don't know nothing, they embrace the narrative of kicking the can down the road. If we can't make the playoffs, then we'll just try to get KD in 2 years.
Dude,
yeah, remember that? You remember in 2008 we was trying to get LeBron in 2 years. 2010.
Yes.
Yo, only thing I said.
We don't know. We kick the can down the road. That's what's frustrating us.
Because the front office don't want to come here. Them players
because the front office doesn't talk to y'all, to us. Let me finish what I'm saying, Freezy. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying, Freezy.
Go ahead.
Because the front office don't talk to y'all, to me, to the media, to this, that, and the other. Everybody is using their own timeline to beef up their own frustration. What did the front office tell you about their detailed plan that they failing at?
What, the one they wrote us?
Somebody tell me what the front office told you. What did Leon tell us about their plan and their timeline that for us to say that they're failing at? It's our imaginary timelines, our imaginary they obviously Murray's up for sale. They obviously want Murray. Like, you don't know that.
Yo, this guy's tripping. Yo, can I say one thing? That's my problem. Like, for the same stuff that he's saying that we can't get upset about, and he can't tell us nothing he did for him to be that excited neither. And that's my biggest problem. Because we said all we want to do is to do something. He got all guys for moving picks that they move. Who the hell cares about that? And this market and all the work that they got to do. He tells us we can do something.
You're right, man.
And they ain't saying nothing to us. So we
breaking up, bro.
Breaking up, Keith.
If you don't say nothing, you have to do something. You can't not do nothing and don't say nothing.
That's right.
Facts. Facts.
There you go. Amen.
Dude, that's my point. And that was my point from day one. We have no idea about what they're doing.
That's the problem right there, yo.
That's the problem.
Hold on. Because he getting all
It's a problem for you, not for them.
No, both ways.
No.
Both
Hey,
ways.
Keith, wait a minute. Keith, how long do we got to wait? How long is your timeline? Do you have a timeline that's going to fix this mess? Do you have a timeline? Do you have a cap on the time, how long they're going to take to do this?
Until we a legitimate contender. That's how long it's
Yeah.
gonna take.
This is
Yeah, I
this,
want to
the
know.
problem is we don't
You gotta
got
have
a
a
direction.
timeline or something.
And that's why everybody's going left and right. Like Hard Will is correct and Free Keith is correct. And that's why the
But how long we got to
management
wait?
doing
Another
anything
7
really.
years?
Huh?
Exactly. How long we got to wait? That comes from them. But they're not talking, which I love. Let it continue to be fan.
yeah, send out
Let
a
it continue to be
memorandum so I
fan
can read it.
frustration. I don't care.
Right, but at the
First
same
of all,
time,
how long is
at the
their
same
contract?
time-
That's what you need to look at.
Yeah.
How long
That
is
gives
their
you
contract?
okay.
And
That
how
gives you
long do
their
they
first
have to
timeline.
turn this around? And that's what you're not looking at. And on top of that, every time you miss, that's why people naming these type of players. AD can't naming these type of players. Because if you ask me, would you stockpile picks and all of that? And what? Like, who knew Murray was even going to be available like that? And now he goes over here for Gallinari and picks, and we can't. We don't. I'm not saying I know the details of the deal, but this is a good example on how you want us to be calm and we seeing what's going on. And this is what's been
But you
happening.
just said it. You just said it, beloved. You don't know the details of the deal. Y'all get mad at optics.
No,
Y'all
I
get
did
mad at
say-
optics, and that's what I've been saying. Stop doing that.
Nah,
We
but
don't know the
Keith,
details
we
of
have
stuff. Like
picks
you get
right
mad at
here.
optics.
Yo,
You
listen,
don't know if they
team have a
wanted.
good
You
track
don't know how badly or if Murray was part of their plan. If he just
come
popped
on,
up on the scene, maybe he wasn't part of their plan, and they're working their plan.
That was
But
Maybe
he-
that.
he are right
hold
now.
on.
No.
Let me
I
say this real
agree.
quick.
Maybe that.
Ask y'all a
Fans
question.
is getting mad at imaginary frustrations. Y'all don't know what they want or don't want.
Freaky, can I ask you a question?
Name the bad draft pick. Everybody wanted them to pick different people, this, that, and the other. Name the bad draft pick they picked. They picked the guys they wanted. They went into each draft, get the guys they wanted, and left with more draft capital. And not a draft bust yet. Not a draft bust yet has been picked.
Do
What is
you
the
read what's
direction of
going
the
on
team,
around
though?
the league? How they
What's the
want to
direction
move?
of the
How they
team,
wanted to
Keith?
move people, and nobody looked at the talent the same way they did. You don't believe none of this stuff. Like that's why it's no move. They always they
Yo,
want
you
to
could
move
choose
up.
to believe it. You could
No,
choose to believe
you
it or
believe
not. I don't hear anything from the front office. It ain't no leaks. So you choosing to believe it is you choosing to. I choose to not believe
No, they
it.
didn't
You
telegraph
put
their
yourself
punches
in a
with
space
prior
where you're not
results.
believing anything. That's not realistic, Keith.
People, everybody's reports start with sources close to the situation say, reports say, person close
No,
to, nobody ever got no, like Leon said X, Y, and Z. Leon is going for, Leon and what you
All
call
right, let me
it.
ask you a question, Keith.
Nobody
Can you
Nobody,
guarantee Brunson,
nobody
Keith?
got that.
Keith,
Nobody.
Keith, can you guarantee Brunson right now? Could you guarantee Brunson coming
No,
here?
I'm not guaranteeing nobody.
See,
What I'm
look at that.
guaranteeing is
Look at that.
So there
direction.
you go.
He can't
That's a
even
great
So
point.
guarantee
Brunson.
so
He
Keith,
can't even.
so
Hold on,
I was
one second.
told
Let me say
that those
one thing.
contracts could
Let
not
me
be
say one
moved if
thing.
things didn't
He
work out.
can't.
I was
Hold on,
told that. What happened to that? Let's discuss
Hold on,
that.
wait a minute. Hey,
Brunson.
everybody,
He's
everybody,
gonna
listen. Hold on, everybody.
I
So
don't
we got,
throw
hold on. So we gotta go one at a time, because even though I love what y'all saying and the listeners enjoy it, they can't understand what y'all saying if we talk over each other. So what we want to do is this. What we want to do is this. Like, listen, I'm gonna give everybody like 60 seconds to go. Just take your 60 seconds and say something. But when somebody else start talking, we ain't want to hear you, bro. I'm gonna have to either mute you or pull you off the screen so that we can, out of respect, not disrespect to somebody that get pulled, but out of respect for the other person talking, so that we can hear them and the chat can hear them also. You know what I'm saying? Can you know what I'm saying? Just want to make sure we do this in a dope way, because everybody, man, this passion is fantastic, y'all. But we got to, like, I couldn't hear Hardwell and I couldn't hear Ashley A and I couldn't hear Free Keith. So what we want to do is just take a moment to let one person speak, right? And without retorts from nobody else, let them get their point off in a short manner, 60 seconds. Because if you got to talk 7 to 8 minutes, then this ain't the platform for you, especially with 8 people up here. You know what I'm saying? Just let everybody go one at a time. While somebody talking, take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, and then just go. And then we'll just do it like that. Everybody cool with that? Everybody cool with that? All right. Let me hear. I want to hear Ashley A. and Fish, and AJ, and then Ashley A. disappear. But Ashley A. We're gonna let Sarge and then Fish go, and then what we'll do is just continue to rotate like that. But don't cut them off, man. Just let them finish. Let them finish. Right. And all I'm asking is when you finish, just do something like a gesture, like a okay. Just cede the floor.
I'll do my salute at the end. You don't need a Marine in here. All right.
Let me. But before you go ahead, let me do this. There it is. What's up, Sam?
Oh yeah.
Now it's the party.
We're gonna do one at a time, okay?
Freezy, can I just say something quick? I'm gonna get out the way, I promise. Listen, guys, I swear I was just trolling in the chat. If anybody has any feelings towards me, I was just trying to calm the situation down because it sounded like two yelling stray dogs on the street. So I was just trying to calm the chat down. But you can go ahead, Anthony. I'm good. I'm out.
We good. No, we good.
Good. Start the clock.
Yep. You good.
All right, so you need a Marine to step in here from Brooklyn and Jamaica to come help you guys out. Yo, both of you have valid points. The point I'm going to bring with Free Keith is this. On the point of the front office, I'm going to go with all the facts, what they have done. They have a track record. Last year, they changed direction going to Kemba, and of course Fournier. That was a blunder. Okay, that's a chess move. That's a blunder. Yes, they corrected it, and yes, you predicted that they've set it up so that they could fix it. Except Fournier's not fixed yet, but he's still a valuable piece, I think. My concern about them not talking is upon when they do talk. Every time they've spoken, they've done something that I find deceptive. I already debated the point about talking about 11 picks or 22 picks in the next 7 years, where I'm saying that was a little deceptive because 14 of those are ours no matter what, doing nothing. And then the 8 of those second round picks, again, were, to them, they considered it because they threw them.
Your sound cut out.
Hey, Saul, your sound cut out, bro. It must be, yeah. Your sound cut out, man. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Let me do.
Oh.
Hey, Saul, there you go. There you go. All right.
Okay, I'm good. Okay, so again, start from the top.
No, you gotta start from the top, man.
No. Okay, so the point is, I felt that it's deceptive. Even the announcement about Brunson coming in, they're trying to soften the blow if he doesn't succeed, and I find even that a little deceptive in trying to bring him in and trying to prepare us. Say, don't expect this. That's a PR move. Again, pay the man, let him see what he got, and don't try to say, oh, by the way, he's not gonna save us. There's no need to say that. Come on, bring him on the table. Let him work. Let him ride or die. If he works out, he works out. So I'm looking at what they've done and what they have accomplished, what they have not accomplished, based on what their actions and words have been. They made moves and they made announcements, and every time the announcements are made, I find deceptive, or I find them not really moving in silence by going down to Dallas and basically announcing we're going for Brunson. So right now, I'm just saying, show me what they got, not what they may do. I still have hope for them. I'm not throwing them under the bus yet. I have hope for them, but so far, I think they've been a little deceptive. But I still give them credit for not, making us really stranded right now. Our hands are not tied. We have opportunities, and that's all I got to say. So both of you have valid points, but I'm still waiting for them to show me what they got and stop giving me small little snippets of PR that doesn't really move anything by influencing us, accepting a certain way, deceiving us by trying to either soften the blow for Brunson or over-exaggerating 22 picks when it's really 8 picks. All right. I'm good.
All right, Fish. Come on. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. Love being back in Knicks Nation. But I agree with Hardwill and Free Keith's take on the direction that they're both going, because at one end, you do got to be optimistic about what they're doing, because they have made good moves, but I don't think the moves have been in the right direction to go for, like, on Hardwill's end. Like, they really haven't done anything. To be honest, you can give them a 0 at this point, because they just started back to where they're at again. Now, their ability to be able to make those trades, to trade Noel and Burks, you got to give them credit for that, because they were able to trade both of them without adding really anything attached to those picks besides second rounders. So you kind of got to give them credit for that. But at the same time, we haven't signed Jalen Brunson yet. Like, we don't know if Jalen Brunson might just still stay with the Mavs. I mean, or go to the Heat, which is now the Heat is a dark horse, team trying to get him in. At the same time, I don't feel like Jalen Brunson moves the needle at all. So it's kind of like, yeah, the front office has done a lot of things, and they've shown the ability to make moves like getting Cam Reddish and getting rid of Kimba and being smart enough to trade the 11th pick. There wasn't at the 11th pick. I don't think Ousmane Dieng is worth 3 first-round draft picks. They got just as many draft picks as the Hawks got for Dejounte Murray.
Oh,
so,
good thought. Okay.
Like that's a good move if you think about it like that. Like, they got the same amount of picks as a all-star, who almost averaged a triple-double last season. So I feel like they've been doing good moves, but at the same time, they haven't done anything at all.
Fish, let me ask you this. Are you saying that 3 dimes and 3 $5 bills are the same thing? It's all money.
Yes.
So 3 dimes and 3 $5 bills are the same thing. I dig it. I understand. It's all money, right? But
yeah, you still go ahead. Yeah, you still can't. You can't, like, what they've done. You can't really put a grade or anything on it yet, because they haven't really done anything. We're still at ground zero. Still, in my opinion, we still at ground zero, and we still don't have a direction. Like, going to get Brunson, I guess it's the direction we're going to try to win now, but that's not the direction that I feel personally like we should be going. And, that's why I don't give them as much credit. I give them credit for what they've done, but not as much credit as they not too much credit. And, next person can speak now. That's all I got to say.
All right. Let me bring in. Okay. All right. Hey, Jay. You've been getting cut off all morning. My bad.
No. Y'all good. I'm here working at the same time, so it's all good. But like I was saying, Free Keith was he's just being optimistic about it, man. The like I said, the old regimes, they've done nothing close, in my opinion, to what this regime is doing. They've put together a bunch of draft picks. We have all our draft picks mostly. Something we didn't have before in the Isaiah Thomas era. We had maxed out cap with no draft capital at all. There's been a bunch of just negativity, and I think a lot of that's because of the media. This is why they don't talk to the media, because they turn everything into a negative. Look at, for example, all of a sudden Miami is targeting Brunson all of a sudden. You can't feed into that negativity from the media, because they're looking to capitalize off Knicks clickbait. That's all it is. Okay. I don't think we were ever even after Murray. You guys got to realize that this is what the media does all the time with the Knicks. Look, when Sam Presti made the trade for those 3 picks, they called him a genius. When we made the trade for those 3 picks, they said that was too much.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. So let me get to D'Angelo. All right, D'Angelo.
I say things in spurts. So I mean, listen, we got. Yes, I agree that you got to be patient. See what the finished product is at the end of this off season here, and we see where we go from there. And then we should grade this front office. That's the fair shake I will give them. Let's see what they do. Let's see if the Brunson deal goes through. He doesn't go to the Heat or whatever it is. Let's see how it plays out. I mean, that's the bottom line with it. But my timeline is this off season with this front office and with this coach, because I'm sorry, my patience is worn out from all the garbage we've dealt with over the years with this franchise. And there's a lot of it has to do with luck with a franchise. Got to have some luck too. And ever since Dolan has taken over the reins, he's had some more luck with running this franchise. So luck has a lot to do with it too. So let's see how everything plays out. And that's it. I'm done. You pass the time. I'm passing the time.
Okay, so I want to spend some time with Hardwell. Hardwell, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Hey, so I want to ask you this, because I think you and I are in the same mindset. You and I'm laughing because somebody told the auto-tune joke. That was funny. But so I think you and I are in the same mindset, so to speak. I think we're in that let's wait and see. Let's not go above and beyond for something that's regular. You know what I'm saying? Let's not throw a parade for something that's mid.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, why it seems like you and I may disagree some, even though we don't, is that Free Keith legit had to fight off a gang of haters just for them to hear his point, and then when positions in that statement that he made starts to come to fruition after all that battling, you know what I'm saying? My man just wanted to take a victory. Like, listen, man, y'all fought me on this, and we kind of close to what it is that I was talking about. Can y'all at least acknowledge that back then I was saying this? Because Hardwell, you got your own show for the love of the game 3 times a week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, smash the like button. Man, help them grow that channel. Go get some dope content. But even you, like with your own joint, you understand people will take your words and twist them to what they want the narrative to be, right? And so what Free Keith was doing back then is clearly stating his point over and over and over again. And the more he said it, the more people wanted to twist it, and the more people wanted to jump on him because more people heard it. And so today, he wants to just say, hey, y'all, listen, I said this back then, and I was kind of right. Can y'all at least acknowledge that I wasn't crazy? And so what happened is when we look at him doing that today and not looking at what he did in retrospect, what it looks like today is that he wants to be smarter than everybody. When in actuality, you know what I'm saying, that brother wasn't trying to say he was smarter than everybody or that what he thinks is right, but he's just defending the point that he made last spring, right? When 400, 500 people was jumping all over. Man, he got a bunch of dislikes on the channel. Like people was legit smashing the dislike button on him because what he was saying. And so today he's like, man, listen, you know, I kind of told y'all some of this. But let me ask you, because I stated that to say this. What would it take for you? What would you need to see in order for you to support this front office?
Well, I'm a Knicks fan, so even like when some players I don't like or whatever, I still support the team. So, I didn't really want to that's why when GI explained it, the story, I kind of understood a little bit better. And now you explain it, I understand a little better, a little more.
Right.
And my thing is not really against Keith. I know I did like make jokes about it and say how y'all dressed it up or whatever. My problem wasn't with Free Keith at all. It was just that I think that is so much work to be done before I start to celebrate. When I just asked him, can you guarantee Brunson even? And he said no. These are just certain points of why I feel the way I feel. Even with the draft, when people ask me what I think. I say I'm not getting my hopes up too high because, you know, it never goes the way that we all expect or what we really seem to want. And when we mention other players moving around and stuff, even like the young brother that just spoke, he said something about being optimistic, right? When you know basketball, you know what's clickbait, what's real. And when the smoke clears and you see players going other places, but then they say, we doing good, we stacking picks and blah, blah, blah. So if you know when a good player is available, and we haven't had a good player in so long, and they just were quiet because they were agents, they supposed to have connections, all these reasons. So these are the reasons why people are not getting too excited, because we live in a world today where you got to show. And if you're not talking and you're not showing, like I said earlier, then this is what you get. You know, regardless of the media, you signed on to this job. This is the New York media. Randu, the frontal, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna make, like, if I don't answer no questions, I don't talk to no media, I gotta be doing some awesome things to be able to do it. Because then now I don't have to. I don't have to answer y'all. And that's the part I think everybody's missing. Yeah, I'm positive because I don't let the Knicks conversation or Knicks record affect my daily life because I talk Knicks. That's why I'm this way, for a reason, because I am passionate and I do take things serious. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a balance for me because I know how to separate it and realize that my team ain't good being a Knicks fan this long. And I could face the facts that, look, they still ain't doing nothing better. No matter how you say be positive, I'd rather see something happen before I give them credit for this regime. That's all I'm saying. I didn't really see them do nothing but clean up their mess. And that's just my last take on it. I could go on and on to make more points about them, but y'all don't have as many points to tell me what they did was that they cleaned the well off the books and they moved Burks. So
and so this is where you and I differ from that, right? Because and this is not because of I want to differ from your point, because I don't care if you right, I don't care if you right, you right. Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know. And I'm not always all right neither. Some stuff could be, because I'm still predicting a lot of things and I'm still going to be a Knicks fan, but they have to do something. So at this point, why am I going to be like, you have to do something now? So it's like, what if you don't know that, then you know what I'm saying? But we don't even know if we're going to get Brunson. But my bad, Freeze. Go ahead. I mean to cut you.
Go ahead. I need to hear what you're saying.
I'm really done, because the main point is, my last take is, if you stockpiling picks and then we don't swing on certain things, that's where I'm confused at. Because one take, people say,
what certain things though? What certain things are you talking about?
Like, for instance, we just were saying we stockpile picks, but we can't get Murray or whatever if we don't have the, but we stockpiling. Like, those two things don't go together for me. If you making an excuse for the office, if Murray's not better than Brunson, you know what I'm saying? I know Murray is in my book.
Right.
Brunson still gotta improve himself and do a lot. You know, not saying he's a bad player, and I would even take him because he's one of the best players we had in a long time if we get him. So, but this is just how I look at it.
Right. I would say to you this, and I mentioned it lightly, but my belief is that Leon Rose, while he looks like the classic team president, oh, I sit in this big office up high, I don't speak to such and such, I'm Scrooge McDuck. Anybody in here remember DuckTales?
Mm-hmm.
That the little cartoon DuckTales? While Leon Rose looks like that, I think he is more hipster, Troy Weaver, Sam Presti type, Usamu Ujiri type team president. And why I say that is this. If you look at the moves that he made, every move that he made in free agency is short term. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna get this dude to patch this hole right here. Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that are official now. I'm talking about the official moves. I ain't talking about like Brunson and all that stuff. The dude looks like I'm gonna patch this spot right here until we get our guy. I'm gonna patch this other spot. I'm gonna bring in a point guard on a 1.5 year deal. I'm gonna do such and such, right? I think with that said, the Knicks are not used to this modern front office build, right? This modern front office build with like the OKC, the small market type approach. Because Troy Weaver is from the Sam Presti tree, right? So when we watch a GM or team president, I'm sorry, try to build like an Oklahoma City, try trade and get all these draft picks. Because in my opinion, what's going to happen is when those draft picks come to fruition, he's going to again trade them for more draft picks, right? It's like that bud. It's like that bud you get. Like you keep part and then you put part in the dirt and grow it, and then you keep growing. Like you take part and you keep growing it, and before you know it, you got like 12 flower pots in the window. I think that's what he's looking to do, right? Like do the asset accumulation, kind like OKC, like New Orleans, like the guy. What's the guy in New Orleans that always gets the number one pick? David Griffin.
David Griffin, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is his approach more so than the Pat Riley approach that we're used to. Bring in the Don, the Godfather, and he's gonna go throw some rings on the table, and LeBron James and Kevin Durant are gonna sign here. I don't think he's that guy. I think he's the complete opposite. I think he's the guy that understands nobody wants to come here. So what we'll do is we'll accumulate assets, draft picks, young players, because the OB draft pick, to me, the OB draft pick was never about him replacing Randall, in my opinion. It was about getting a flashy asset and showcasing it in the biggest media market, right? Because listen, John Collins can average 27 points a game and 12 rebounds in Atlanta, Georgia, right? But if Obi Toppin averages 17 and 7 in New York City, you know who's going to have the most value? In my opinion, you know who's going to have the most value? Obi, because Obi would be putting up those numbers under bigger lights. And don't let the Knicks do it in the playoffs. If Obi's doing this in the playoffs, Obi is the shiniest toy in the shiniest toy box, right? And then you can move either Randall or Obi, right? But we have to understand that this guy is like, because think about it. And for those that say, no, Uncle Freezy, that don't make sense. Why would he draft the power forward when he already had a power forward? Look at the model that I'm saying. Sam Presti already had point guards, and guess what he drafted? More point guards. He didn't care. He drafted Josh Giddey and Trey Mann in the same draft. The same draft. And these dudes do the same thing as the guy they had at SGA. They got Teo Maladon in the OB draft. Now, they didn't draft him. I don't think they drafted him, but I think they acquired him, right? So what I'm saying is this: we have to understand the personality types. Like for instance, I watch Hard Will's show every week. Maybe not on the day that it come on. Sometimes I watch it the next day, like the next morning while I'm doing show prep for our show. I watch for the love of the game, right? And let it play on replay, right? And I go out there and smash the like button, do all that stuff that I'm supposed to do, right?
So you hear how much I be shouting you out there, huh?
Man, hey man, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in text message or the live stream, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate
we on this joint. Yeah, man. And I appreciate y'all for doing y'all thing.
Yeah.
Talent.
You inspire me, bro. Thanks. I appreciate that, though. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, man. We doing our thing together, bro. But what I'm saying about Hard Will is Hard Will is a different type panel host than I am. Right? Hard Will ain't gonna, first of all, he ain't gonna let you get away with nothing. You ain't gonna come on there and be sloppy and slack. He ain't gonna do that, period. He ain't giving you no leeway. That's his style and it worked. With me, I'm more allow people to kind of work through their things so they can get better and better every time they come on. Every time they come on, I want people to get better and better. And if they not, then I'm going to tell them in a straightforward way. Like, hey, man, give me your number. Okay, Uncle Freezy. And then I'm going to call him and like, hey, man, you whack. Get your camera right. Get your audio right. Get your internet right. You know what I'm saying? Collect your thoughts. Get yourself together. And some people are offended by that. And some people take that feedback and be like, man, I appreciate you pulling me to the side and saying that. Right? But me and Hard Will are different. Just like Pat Riley and Leon Rose are different. Right? And what I'm saying is Leon Rose, he may not be doing the things the way that I want him to do it. And trust me, I can bash Leon Rose all day long on here. Right? But what I have to do is understand the position that he's coming from. That way, then I can criticize him. But if I don't know what he's doing, I can't criticize him. So anyway, let me get to Eddie C real quick. Eddie C, brother, how you doing?
Good morning, fellas. How's everybody doing today?
Good, man. Good, man.
Waiting for the free agency. Waiting for the free agency to start, man. we a few hours away to what the deal is. As y'all can see in the chat, there's been news that Brunson isn't going to Miami. Miami said that they didn't have such a meeting planned, and I think I mentioned this yesterday. I was trying to say that was cap, but because sometimes when you hear these guys got meetings, this and that, and then all of a sudden the player goes to another meeting and says, "Okay, I'm not going to meet with you now." So Miami's out. It's just the Knicks and Dallas, like it always been.
Right.
All I want to say is that I always heard Free Keith since last year say what he said, and I was always with him. I always thought that like I've always been saying, these contracts were signed with the intent to be moved. You know what I'm saying? They weren't signed to be the savior of the franchises. The reasons why the contracts were made the way they were was for this very reason. So in case they needed to be moved, they could easily be moved. And that's what they did. Brunson wasn't available at the beginning of the year. Said player becomes available. Something that we need. We need to get off the money. We got off the money. Now we have the money to sign them. So, to me, in the grand scheme of things, this is just part of the plan. They've always had this, this thinking from the get-go. And that's just all I want to say for now.
Okay. AD, what's good, bro?
So
wait, I ain't get my 60 seconds though.
What?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Free Keith. I'm sorry. AD, let him get Free Keith needed 60 seconds. Just real quick. Go ahead, bro.
And I don't even want this to be some Keith was right about X, Y, and Z. Everybody praising me. Nah, it was a very specific point that I was making from the beginning of the season, and that it was like the league is not static. Things move all the time. We are not stuck, and that the fact that it was like if this. At the beginning of the season, I was like, the way they structured those contracts, if this doesn't work out, those guys are gone. And I said it to the guy that is gone. What surprised me is that they got it off for nothing. And you know what else they did in the process of getting those vets off for nothing? They got the Pistons, they big man from the draft, and took them out of the Mitch run-in so we could give him whatever bread we want.
Okay.
We also bettered their team, so now the draft pick that we have from them
bettered their team,
is easier. We can get it faster.
I personally think that we are not in a bad position. I feel like all the stuff that Katz was talking about with play the kids is coming to fruition. Last year was what we didn't know was more of a develop the kids in the background, sign these guys to tradable contracts. We still got to play and try to win games while we develop what we developing in the background. I just think that looking back, that's what it was, especially coming into these decisions. We get Brunson, we don't get Brunson, we are still in a better position. And I think we're getting Brunson.
All right. Bim.
Can I ask you a quick question, Free Keith?
Go ahead. I'm good.
Do you feel like I agree with your optimism and your points and how you feel, but do you feel like all of this stuff has just been a bunch of lateral moves?
Look, you know what you know what I think our frustration is? Our frustration stems, or I should say the frustrations stem from the actual thing that some of us were saying was the best part of this new administration when they first came. Like, oh, these guys not going to talk. They're not going to talk, and the fan opinion is not going to be the fourth front office member in the room. Everybody was like, yay, that is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is good. And I said it then, y'all gonna say it's good up until the point stuff get rocky and they not talking to you. We're mad at our own individual timelines and our own individual moves that we think were no-brainer moves that they should have made. The draft picks that we thought they should have got, but none of us know nothing about what their actual plan is. And that comes from them. We mad at our own plans. We mad at our own imaginary timelines. We mad at our own imaginary picks that we should have got this, that. We have heard nothing from the front office in their direction. But I'm going to say this, they have not made a bad pick. Name me a draft bust that they're behind.
Okay.
Name me a draft bust that they're behind. No, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Name me a draft bust that they're behind.
60 seconds.
Name me. Wait, they jumped in. My 60 seconds got corrupted.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? What she say? I'm retrieving my time.
Answer the question though. Are they making lateral movements? That was the question.
No, I think that they're making forward movements. But what the movements are is like y'all want first down conversions and they making 5-yard pushes, 3-yard pushes. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get there. It's not on your timeline. Y'all just got to see what's going on. Like, give it some time to bake. This is only 2 years of this administration. Give them time to cook the cake, man.
Keith, let me ask you a question, bro. One last question I got for you, Keith.
Y'all putting 20 years of frustration on the back of this 2-year administration. Let them work, bro. Like, give a little bit of patience.
Next year is gonna be 2 years again. This is their third summer. Stop it.
This is their third summer. It was only a third of a season they had the team. It was only a third of the season they had the team that year. What do you mean? Stop it. This is their second full year. Give them some grace, bro. Y'all putting 20 years. Y'all putting all 20 years of all different administrations pressure on their back to make huge moves in 2 seasons. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was still getting built.
No, that's not what we're. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. You can't. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Hard. Hold on a second, God. Hold on 1 second. You can't trade for a Cam Reddish, and the moment you trade for him, his bags are still at his front door.
What are you talking about?
Don't tell me nothing about no plan. You can't trade for a dude. You can't trade for that kind. You can't trade for that kind of dude. And the moment you trade for him, he's back.
A third of the season ends injured. He came injured, bro. He came injured.
Okay.
You're trying to tell me that's the
plan. 1 second though. What kind of dude do you exactly think Cam Reddish is? You think he's an all-star? You think he's a superstar? What kind of dude for you to be like, why isn't this guy playing?
Are you directing that at me, Eddie C? Because
AD saying that we got Cam Reddish and we didn't play him. You know what I'm saying? So
why did you trade for him?
He came injured, got injured again. What are you talking about, man?
Eddie, that's crazy.
The man came here and Thibodeau gave him his back.
Because
the man came in and Thibodeau gave him his back.
Because we traded for him, right?
Eddie, that's crazy. Mad teams want Cam too, Eddie. So you can't really.
Okay, so he's an asset. Okay, so he's an asset. I love it when you guys talk because you guys give me more.
But he's saying why he didn't. He just out of here now. We didn't
even if he doesn't play a second. Cam Reddish is an asset. There's a lot of teams that want him, right?
Oh, Oh,
What
so the
did we
player
give
wants
up?
to trade for
What
him.
did we
The
give
player
up?
wants to
What did
trade
we
him
give up?
and trade him back
Yes.
out. Oh, I get it.
Can I jump in on that real quick? Can I
get it.
jump in on that? Cam is an asset that we got for
Yo, y'all like these dudes
I was just
that
about to.
bum
I was just about to make that point.
For that bum Knox that they didn't pick. They didn't pick Knox. Knox was not one of their picks, but they got Cam. They got Cam with him and a pick that didn't even convert.
You know who's one of their picks? Obi Toppin. Where's Obi Toppin doing again this year? 13 minutes a game? Huh? With Randall still here?
Is he a bust?
With Randall
Is
still
he a
here?
draft bust?
Hey,
Is he a draft bust?
It's Free Keith.
If
Hold
he
on,
gets
hold on.
13 minutes a game this year, he'd be a draft bust. You better believe it.
Hey,
You better believe
so
that.
let me hold on, guys. So what we doing is like when a guy make a point, we just jumping in, repeating the same thing over and over. Like Free Keith, you just said the same thing like 12 times. Just let AD cook, bro. We ain't going to. We got plenty of time, bro. we got plenty of time. But let me answer this. I want to answer Eddie C's question because I think it was more dynamic than what we, you know what I'm saying, we just jumped in the heat of battle, right? What I would say to Eddie C's question, what is Cam Reddish? That's the question, right?
Yes.
Is that the question? All right.
Yes.
So in
What did he?
Freeze's opinion,
Okay. The question was, what did AD think Cam? Who did AD think Cam Reddish was?
Oh, y'all in trouble now, bro. Y'all in trouble now. Let me do this real quick. Y'all just be patient with me, because y'all brought this on yourselves.
Uh-oh.
Yo,
Salute
what's
to the
good, boss?
chat. What's good? What's good?
And man, we going off
My
on each
guy.
other, but let me. So there's a question on the floor. The question on the floor is AD. What do you think about Cam Reddish? Right.
Who did you think Cam Reddish was?
Right. And so what I want to do, I just want to jump in real quick and speak to that. AD disappeared. Okay. AD disappeared. Okay. So here is what I think Cam Reddish is. A young player, one, right? High upside, inefficient scorer.
Okay.
Right? Potential, the physical ability to be a great offensive NBA player with low upside to be a good defensive player. Low motor, right? And heart question, or not heart questions, but
you said low motor.
Yeah, or I'm looking for or another way to say it. Desire issues.
Yeah.
That's more like, does Cam Reddish want to be Tracy McGrady? Or is he the first to the bank? Or is he the first to the bank on payday?
Okay.
Right. That's what I think Cam Reddish is.
Okay, so he's a player basically with a lot of potential, but a lot of question marks.
Desire questions, yeah. Yes.
Right. And a lot of people on this panel, a lot of people maybe in the NBA think of Cam Reddish as being on the higher side than on the lower side, right? I'm not judging him. That's not the basis of my question or my case. I'm not judging him at all. But what I'm saying is, what we gave up for him to get him into our system, to take a look at him, you know what I'm saying, doesn't either give the fan base the rights to say, how stupid are we to not give him free reign to do whatever he wants. Especially if we have a system in place where he doesn't know where he has a spot. When he came in, we had Alec Burks, we had we had a full load of players. Obi Toppin, he got burned when Obi Toppin had a calf strain, right?
Okay.
And then as soon as and it's bad coincidence, but as soon as Obi Toppin came back, he got injured.
Right.
So then Obi Toppin slid into that lineup that was such a great dynamic defensive lineup, which was the IQ, the McBride, the RJ Barrett, the at that point in time it was Cam Reddish and Jericho Sims. Obi Toppin came back and he slid right into that lineup seamlessly because they were still doing the same things they were doing.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that's why we don't look at it the same, because what you just said, it shows like that was a whole bunch of problems for me. Like even you just mentioned Burks first. Burks played the point. Like all of these things was bad. We didn't have a solid. Like if you say Cam was injured, then that's fine. Like you said, cool, he came injured, but that's the only thing that we could think of to where he shouldn't have had a better shot. And when you're talking about somebody energy and being into it, because that plays a part with the coach and the system and getting them in. You can't sit there and say that, now he's an asset because they mishandled him. If you ask a lot of Knicks fans, that's how they feel.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say you said that. I said you said he was an asset.
Right. I was asked if I think he's an asset. I think he's an asset.
Yeah,
Even
that's
if he
my
doesn't
point.
Even if he doesn't step a foot on the court, Cam Reddish as a name is an asset.
But that's my point, and that's why you agree with Keith, because you think every time they make a move and they don't make the best move, it's still an asset. That's like a scapegoat. So that was a good comparison to bringing up the Cam situation, because your whole thing was you just named this lineup and said how he got to fit in when that don't make sense. That wasn't a solid lineup. It should have been room for that man in that situation. If you say he was hurt, then that's okay. If he was hurt, then I can understand a little better. If not,
right, because everybody got hurt. Grimes got hurt. Obi was hurt. Everybody got hurt.
Cats why don't cats give any grace for none of that? None of that gets any grace.
I think that goes back to my question when I said, do we feel
in
like
a business background,
lateral moves? Because
in a business background,
hold on, he's trying to talk now. Hold on, son, trying to talk.
In a business background, when you have employees, right, and you have employees that's been around for years, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, whatever you want, and you have a new employee that comes in, he has to learn the system, he has to learn his bosses, he has to learn a lot of things before the boss even looks at him as to say, okay, I'm going to put you ahead of somebody that's been here for a year or 2 years. The kid was here for about 2 months, a month.
And injured coming in.
No, it's a perfect example. It's a perfect example because people just want
certain
players. Unless he's a superstar, unless you're a superstar.
I agree, but you have bad players in position already. It's not like I don't agree with that, bro.
That's why I said that goes back to my question. Do y'all feel like everything has been a lateral move? Because we got Cam Reddish for nothing low key.
Everything has been
low key. We could have low key kept Kevin Knox.
That's why I said
no.
Y'all making excuses.
Look, you know what would happen if we kept Kevin Knox? All we would have had is a pick in our hand that wasn't going to convert.
See,
we got rid of a pick that wasn't going to convert for a better player than Knox.
Hold on, one at a time.
We got rid of a pick that wouldn't convert.
One at a time.
I'm gonna come with the facts, right? Kevin Knox. The Atlanta Hawks did not tender Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox is an unrestricted free agent right now.
Okay.
So Kevin Knox, said player that you said we could have kept Kevin Knox, we would have not tendered Kevin Knox either. We would have lost that player for nothing,
space, right?
So this is a great point. The same stuff y'all want to get them credit for is stockpiling picks and doing certain things. Then when they make a mistake and move the decision they made, they losing picks as well. So this is the point.
Okay, so what's the mistake?
What's the mistake?
Let him finish.
Yo, bro, if you go and you get a Cam, we just try to explain it to you. You gave a whole work environment example, and that's not a good one in my book, because you see players come in the NBA, and if the team is in that type of situation where they need help and they need players, right, especially like Cam, you would think he would fit in. This is how everybody felt. Maybe not you. That's why I said we don't agree with everything. But I said, like Keith just said, he mentioned that we had to give up a pick to move Knox, but y'all glorify the picks that they getting, but we losing them off of the move that they make. That's my point that I keep telling y'all. You can't have both. It's either one or the other, and you can't glorify somebody for having a. They brought him there. Now Tibbs don't want him. Why'd you bring him there then? And then you lose it. Then you use the pick to get him there. So this is where you turn it over.
When have you ever heard? When have you heard Tom Thibodeau say that Tibbs don't want him?
Last point. Then
Hall Wilder, you do have to give them a chance to speak now.
I'm just gonna say last thing, and then you turn around and say it's an asset. That to me, I don't agree with.
Okay.
All right.
First of all, when did you ever hear Tom Thibodeau say that he does not want Cam Reddish on his team?
I did.
Never.
He said he wasn't a fit.
He never heard that. He never heard that.
He never said it.
Okay.
Okay. So why he didn't play?
No, because he said he's finding a hard time fitting guys into his rotation.
Yo, that's
Okay.
Right.
So that's AKA for what it really is.
So let a kid with
because
talent
that wasn't enough for me to believe.
And then secondly,
I'm just telling you what he said. That's all.
Yeah, because it has to be factual, right? It has to it can't be
Tibbs
hearsay.
lied all the time.
It can't be hearsay, but it can't be hearsay. He could say what. If we're not in a dinner table with Tibbs when he says, "Yo, I hate Cam Reddish," then we can't really come in a platform and say that.
Okay. All right. So
secondly, Cam Reddish is an asset. Like I said, even if he doesn't step a foot on the basketball court, his name alone just rings bells. So wouldn't you rather have that asset on your team? And sometimes it's even better if he doesn't play. Even if he's better, if he doesn't play.
Can I show the scenario? Can I raise my hand and just point out the scenario? Point out the scenario that would have happened.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, man. Hold on. When my man, you got to let people finish they thought, man. Let them finish their complete thought, and then we'll let others go, man. Just do this.
I asked if I could come in. That's why I asked. I asked a question.
So no,
tell me no
I'll just
then.
finish quick.
Hey, you could tell Free Keith was bad in school, bro.
Hell yeah,
Free Keith was bad in school, man. I didn't mean to let all the animals out in the science lab. I'm sorry.
And then just to finish up, it sometimes is even better if said player doesn't play, because then people can't criticize the mistakes he would have made if he would have played. So if you keep that asset in the background where people still think of Cam Reddish the way he does, right? You know what I'm saying? He might be more attractive.
Okay, all right. But can you please tell me this? What moves have we haven't done that haven't just been lateral moves? Like haven't really made the team better in any sense?
I'll answer his question.
Wait, can I just ask a question if I could come in? See, this is why people jump in, Freezy.
The draft picks have been awesome.
Yeah, it's because it's lit in here, bro. And we get.
No, I'm saying, but if you ain't gonna keep account of when cats can go, like I wanted to go now.
This is the debate.
Now I gotta wait for how many cats, and you mad? I'm gonna jump in. You mad?
Nah, I'm not mad. No, what it is Free Keith is my guy. So people are like, yo, why you keep
go pick up the lab rat.
And you know me and Free Keith sitting in the back of the classroom.
But the question, everybody wants to answer.
Look, Knox wasn't Leon's pick.
Okay.
Knox was dead weight, right?
All right.
Also, that pick that was attached to Knox would have been a pick that would have disappeared.
Well,
we would not have been able to use. It would have went poof. We traded that pick, which they got nothing for Knox, for at the very least a better tradable option than Knox.
Okay.
That's not a lateral move. That's not lateral.
Oh my God! Nick's PR.
We literally traded Knox for Cam, which if we don't even play is a better asset than Knox.
Okay, Keith, let me ask you a question.
And Knox wasn't
Let me
there.
ask you a question. Keith, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, God.
Yo, no, let me
If
ask you
And
all
that's
of
not
these,
even me.
if,
That's not even me thinking that Knox
Hey,
is. I
y'all.
mean,
So we got
Cam is like a
like 3 or
super
4
dope
people
player.
talking again
Yo,
at
that's,
once,
okay,
man.
so
This
that's
ain't gonna work,
subjective.
bro.
Real quick, one question. Keith, I want to see how biased we are. Tell me 2 good things the front office has done and 2 bad things over the past. I want to see how biased
Where's
you
Rob
are,
the Nick at?
because you can't define that these guys have made mistakes and that they've made a couple good moves. Then you're just biased. So can you name 2 good things and 2 bad things they've done?
Right.
Otherwise, your
I
opinion is
like
going to be
that.
always the
I
same.
like that.
It's going to be skewed, his opinion. Yep.
I like that. Who going first?
Where your mindset is, because otherwise, great move. If you like them,
Let me hold on. Let me do this real quick, man, because I think we kind of getting like off the rail a little bit in terms of where we want the conversation to go, because there were like 2 legit questions that were asked and nobody answered the question, and then we moved along the lines of trying.
I was answering the question.
Okay, Freaky, calm down, bro. I got you. That's why people be like, Uncle Freezy biased to free. They think I'm biased to Freaky CWC. You let CWC talk all the time. That's
You see why me and Free keep sitting in the back of the class together? I'm getting in trouble with him.
Yeah, I get DM'd all the time. CWC, you always let him talk. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. So a couple of the questions that we were asking, and I don't think we got the complete thing on, is basically in a nutshell, does Cam Reddish have a future with the Knicks? That's one question. It wasn't asked like that, but it was framed like that. You know what I'm saying? Does Cam Reddish have a future with the Knicks? And
Or was he better than Knox?
Yeah, and if so, what does he provide the Knicks? Right? The other thing is this front office competent? It wasn't asked like that, but it's being framed like that. Right? And if they're competent, show me proof that they are competent. That was another question that was asked. So what I think what we need to do is ask the question, answer the question, I'm sorry, is the front office competent, right? And then that will lead you to the answer, is Cam Reddish, what's his future with the Knicks? I think one answers the other. Cam's talent level and production in the NBA can't answer the front office question. But the front office question can answer the question about, is Cam Reddish going to have a future here with the Knicks, right? So what I want to, Anthony D, I want to ask you this. Do you feel like the Knicks front office is a competent front office? And can you draw
Hell no.
Okay. Boom, there it is.
Hold on a second, Freezy. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Sundays, the Sundays when we would touch on current events with the Knicks or whatever. Did me and you not sit down one Sunday and literally mow down their front office for all of a sudden Worldwide West is letting out this, that he wants Tom Thibodeau fired, that he was snitching on his man?
Okay.
How many Sundays did we do this? This massive disorganization.
Right.
All of a sudden, these are your men's who you came in together with, and it's not my fault. It's we got him players. But to some people's mind's eye, we don't know, because where there's smoke, there's not fire, because we're not on their payroll. Right? You can't come here and tell me that nonsense about this is the grand plan. What plan?
Message.
And even the best plans you can veer from. Even the best plans you can veer from. But you know what? It takes somebody that has some real mind's eye and has some real stake in this. Not scared of their own people. Not scared to talk to their own fans. Are you crazy? Get out of here with that.
Emotional.
Blorange tears.
Yeah, man. Hey, so D'Angelo says Anthony D is emotional, and in the respect that you can't really. Well, anyway, D'Angelo was here. D'Angelo, did D'Angelo disappear? D'Angelo disappeared. Yeah, I think he disappeared. But anyway. What I would say to this front office about this front office is this: they are definitely not who we thought they were, right? And I say that trying to move myself towards the middle and be neutral, right? I'm saying that trying to be, a neutral observer. But there are a lot of signs pointing in both directions. With this, for one, I'm not impressed by the way they draft. I think everybody they picked is a ham sandwich, right? And two, I'm not impressed by the way they signed free agents. Jalen Brunson will be, in my opinion, the first positive. But they have impressed lately. I think they have upgraded with the way that they've traded, right? The way that they've made relationships, fostered relationships, going back to the well, speaking to people that want to speak to them, because they speak to Oklahoma City a lot. If y'all notice, Emmanuel Quickley was a draft pick by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we traded for the rights to Emmanuel Quickley, right? That was 2 seasons ago. Last year, we traded with Oklahoma City in the second round and traded Jeremiah Robinson Earl for the rights to pick Miles McBride and Rokas Jokibitis. And then this year, we pulled off a trade with Oklahoma City. So that's 3 years in a row. So they found a trade partner that they like to trade with, and they trade with that trade partner, right? And also Detroit. They traded with Detroit 2 times in the same year, right? And they also, if you remember, also traded with Troy Weaver to get Derrick Rose for a second-round pick and Dennis Smith Jr., right? So they are fostering relationships around the league so that they can, improve the team and get better. And not only get their roster better, but get their training and get their reputation better around the league. To be more, so GMs and front offices are be more willing to pick up the phone when they see, the 2-1-2 area code.
Right, Breeze?
Yeah. And so these are type of things that, in my opinion, that we should probably discuss more, because saying Tom Thibodeau offense sucks, that can't be the narrative going forward. And to say Leon Rose is asleep at the wheel can't be the narrative going forward no more. Because if we are saying they're crazy for not doing such and such, we are being looked at for being just as foolish because we keep spouting the same thing over and over again, even though we get additional information and don't change the argument. You know what I'm saying? And so while I'm not trying to intellectually disrespect anybody here on the panel, what I'm saying is when we have additional information, we need to account for that additional information, process it, and then speak to that information. Like, nobody noticed that we traded with OKC 3 years in a row? Nobody recognized that.
We made 2 deals with Detroit too recently.
Right. And we made 3 deals with Detroit in 3 years. Nobody recognized that. Sam Presti, Troy Weaver. In my opinion, these are the type of things that we should be talking about, as opposed to saying that that this front office is inept and they can't do such and such and such. Like an additional point, like Nick G brought it up a year ago. Tom Thibodeau holds 2 practices a day. Tom Thibodeau legit is a workaholic. He holds 2 practices a day. The early practice starting at 8 a.m. for the kids, whether it's on the road or at home, the kids got to be in the gym, and he is working on their individual skills every day at 8 a.m. Right? Goes to take a shower and then holds the main team practice. And then after the main team practice, he brings the kids back in again to talk to them, working on development. Like, this is what you need to watch out for, this, like the recap and all the stuff. So my man legit is putting in about 16 hours a day for the team, right? Now, everybody here knows that not Leon Rose, but we all know that Tom Thibodeau is not lazy. Is he archaic? Yes, definitely. Like Sarge, Sarge, you have been in the same position I'm in. I'm assuming you and I are around the same age. If I'm a little bit older, just bear with me.
I'm a little bit older than you.
Yeah, right. Okay. Whatever you say, son. But you know how when we first when I first got in the military, right? And it was like you get in the military, and a lot of the Vietnam era NCOs were still in the military, but they were short. Like they had like 2 years to retire, year and a half to retire, maybe 3 years to retire, right? But they still did stuff. Like I came in an era where like pre-Desert Storm, all this stuff. That's my era. You know what I'm saying? Honduras, all these different things going on, right? Mm-hmm. Those NCOs didn't care about the new army. Remember, we were getting into camouflage. They were still mad that they couldn't wear the khaki green BDUs. I don't know why we can't wear the khaki green BDU. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dressed like a tree. How you dress like a tree and you in the city? You remember that, Sarge? You remember all of that? Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is those NCOs were archaic because they did something and it worked back in the day, and they thought whatever worked back then should be able to work forever. Yeah. Right. And Tibbs is that guy. People forget that Tom Thibodeau comes from the Philadelphia 76ers, Charles Barkley, Rick Mahorn, Johnny Dawkins Sixers. Mm-hmm. He didn't just show up with Jeff Van Gundy, right? He was an assistant coach playing against Van Gundy. Van Gundy was like, yo, if we don't get this guy, he gonna keep beating us, right? So they grabbed him off that staff. Right? They grabbed him off that, the Charles Barkley, the 20-20 Barkley Sixers is where Tibbs come from. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the Spurs, the David Robinson Spurs, not the David Robinson, Avery Johnson Spurs, but the David Robinson, Sean Elliott, Rod Strickland, Vernon
Mario
Maxwell Spurs. Yes.
Exactly.
And so all that stuff worked back then. Tibbs want to do that stuff today. Does it work today? No.
And Tibbs was still under Pat Riley as an assistant coach under Van Gundy as well.
Right. No. And I'm not discounting any of that stuff. What I'm saying is Tibbs is the old school coach that wants to do stuff the old school way, but you have to understand who he is. You can't criticize a guy for being himself, is what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember when Bill Parcells used to lose playoff games because he didn't want to throw it? He kept running it, like against the Bears and Redskins, and the Giants would lose because the Vikings would throw a late touchdown and beat the Giants, even though the Giants had to lead for 47 minutes of the game. The Giants would have the lead in the game all but 2 minutes, and it's the 2 minutes Tommy Kramer would throw a touchdown to Anthony Carter, and the Vikings would win. And I know y'all don't know those names. I don't expect y'all to. But I'm an old school dude, right?
Stop it. Cut it out, Freezy.
So what I'm getting at is this. When we're provided more information, not necessarily fans, but especially you guys, when y'all get more information, man, we owe it to the dudes looking at us, to the people watching, you know what I'm saying, to upgrade or update what we're thinking about. Right, because for us not to be talking about OKC, us trading with OKC every year, that's a slip on our part.
But Freezy,
we got to be. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Let me ask you something, Freezy, or let me interject this for a second. This time of
what happened? Come on, AD.
Bro. Oh man,
AD, come on, man. AD, you walking around?
That's
how you
hilarious.
Walking around? How is AD walking around New York on a live stream? Come on, AD.
He probably had a phone call.
He probably had a phone call. Oh yeah.
Phone call.
Oh, I ain't even see my man's back here. Hold on. I ain't even see my man back here. Hold on. I ain't even see him. I don't know how I didn't see this. I didn't hear it.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting. That's right. On the air every day, I'm just podcasting. What? You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting. Right. Share my dreams with you, mean I'm podcasting. What? You can see my vision through the podcasting. Yeah. But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting. What? I'm podcasting, he's podcasting. What? I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezy got them blowing tears.
Okay.
I bet I didn't see you backstage, man. That's a slip on my part.
I get it. You gave everybody you took 6 minutes.
Hey, my bad, man. My bad.
What's
I
going
told
on?
Free Keith 60 seconds and then I went on a tangent, bro. My bad, Free Keith. You know, Free Keith gonna hit me later like you said 60 seconds, man.
Oh man.
How y'all brothers doing today, man? Hope y'all feeling great.
Yeah, man.
Salute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
My name is Knock Knock. Who is it? It's Positive. Who? Positive. No AIDS though.
For sure.
What you knocking on our door for? I know y'all negative in there, so I figure I'd knock on your door so I could, spread some positive inside your home. Man, we need that, man, because we negative. We don't let the positive come in. That's why we got locked up, so all the negative just blocks everything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life, you got to speak things into existence. Everybody.
Right.
It's all negative. Guess what? We just did a blockbuster trade. Y'all don't even know about it. Y'all ain't even talking about it. Y'all ain't heard. We just traded and got Kawhi Leonard. Oh man, he ain't gonna play all season. Oh man, one of this thing's gonna be right. It's too late. We're gonna find something negative about everything that we're doing. That's why we don't see our blessings, man. You can pray all you want for a blessing to happen, but if you don't have yourself in position to receive that blessing, it would never come, man. We're in a great day right now to receive a blessing, something we ain't had in a long time. A point guard. He's trying to find all types of reasons of why he ain't coming and all that there. No, we know how to deal with that, what doesn't happen. But why are we dealing with what doesn't happen before the situation even get here? Have some positive about ourselves and let's enjoy our day, man. This is a big day, man. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to everybody in the chat. And I want to send a special shout out because y'all said his name a little while ago to my man Rod Strickland, who should have been over here as assistant coach. Now he got that new job coaching Rhode Island, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my man Rod Strickland, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, man, just breathe and be easy, man. It's a blissful day, man, you know what I'm saying? A lot more things to be worried about in life right now during this time, man. It's the first of the month. Yo, you got your rent money, you got your bill money, you got gas money, get back and forth to work. Is your cabinets full? Is your kids okay? It's that time of the month when your home's supposed to be secure. But we worried about putting negative energy and negative vibes about a blissful day that we got cap space to finally sign our point guard. But he too small, he too short, he don't move the needle, he ain't fast enough. He got hard though, and he can't do something. Man, enjoy it, man. We don't know what that man getting ready to do. But I do know one thing, and I said it last night. Blessings to, you know what I'm saying, for the Love of the Game show. He's going back to Villanova. He get ready to be that Villanova point guard. That's what he get ready to do. He get ready to put Julius on one side and RJ on the other side and put him in that position and make sure y'all ain't in your position. You ain't gonna see this rock. Get to your points so you can do what you got to do, man. It's a blessed day, man. The sun is outside. You're healthy. You're safe. You're blessed. Your eyelids is unattached. He gave you life, but he gave you life. He gave you a chance to live. What choices you going to make, man? I'm going to share that with y'all, man.
Yo, that's an appreciated blessings for everybody.
Dope take.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And you know, New Yorkers, when the weather get hot, they start wilding out.
Positive
That was
vibe.
a dope take. That was a dope take, huh?
Yeah, man. That was great.
Wow.
Can I say something? Can I get back to what I was saying before?
I messed it up real quick.
Yo, Keith, I gave you your props
That
earlier.
was a dope take,
we
right?
did that
That
last
was
night.
a
You said
dope
you was
take, right?
good.
I'll let Jay Boogie. I'll let Boogie tell it.
I gave you your love earlier, Keith. I told you good take, bro. You were just so hyped you couldn't hear me, bro.
That bail bondsman is in it. That money is in the building. Where you been? I've been calling your phone. I needed bail.
Dude, it's a negative echo chamber in here, man. My spirit couldn't take it, bro. It just couldn't take it, bro. It just couldn't take it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
perspective.
man.
Yo, just about new information. A year ago, or even 6 months ago today, I'd go, the front office is not what I want it to be, or not doing what I want. I didn't like the Kemba move. I didn't like the Fournier move. I understood the Noel move. But with the new information where they are right now, I'm more positive for them than negative. So right now, I'm giving them benefit of the doubt. And so, yes, with new information, I will upgrade. But also, remember, for me, I'm comparing them to the bottom of the barrel. Perspective is, I'm comparing them to what we had before, which means they basically, if they did nothing at all, they were better than the last administration or the last 4. So right now, I'm giving them benefit of the doubt as a positive, progressive administration.
They did nothing better?
No, I'm saying
All
they
right.
have.
Let me.
If they didn't do anything at all, they're better than the last one. If they did nothing. So right now, I'm saying they have done positive moves. So right now, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they are a competent administration.
And it might be a method to their madness, is what he's saying.
Exactly. And their potentially could be excellent.
Stay positive, A. Yo, Big A, stay positive.
All right. Let me say this at Anthony A. Competency. All right. Look, here's what you guys are missing, right? All year long, we as Knicks fans who've been dreaming about a championship forever and ever, we live for this time of the year. This is the one time of the year where all our inhibitions and everything that we was thinking or whatever, it's okay. It's okay to unleash the dragon, right? Because this is really, you only got 2 times in the year to really change your fortunes or to try to change the fortunes of your team. And year in and year out, you know what we do? In July, we sit and we stew because we know they didn't do enough to change the fortunes of the team, let alone be competent.
Okay.
But is them making moves, creating salary cap, that's not being competent?
No, because you know why? That's like dirtying your house and then you cleaning it up and patting yourself on the back because you cleaned up your own house. What are you talking about?
No, I'm super neutral.
Cleaned
on
up
the
your
situation.
own mess.
I feel the same way, but I just feel like at the same time
that's what I said, AD.
They've done a lot, but they've done nothing at the same time.
You don't get no gold star for participation in the game. What is this?
AD, that's why I said they took the hot garbage out. They took the stink garbage out their kitchen.
But the previous
okay, just with moving, I'm gonna say this. Just with moving those vets, we're not a better team right now. Just with moving those vets for nothing.
No.
Yes.
No. Come on. See, this is genuine joint to the. All right. Okay.
It's like, and so I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. My comparison is what this front office did is like paying child support, right? That's basically what it's like.
Oh, okay.
Right,
and so
it's like you like, yeah, man, I sit that child, man, I'm gonna drink me a beer because I paid child support. Really? You just took care
in
of
everyone's plan.
What are you supposed to do that anyway?
Did y'all expect a perfect plan? Y'all expect a perfect plan with no snags at all? That's what y'all expected.
What I'm just saying is they just made up.
That's what y'all expected. So the ability to clean up. So the ability to clean up one's. The ability to clean up one's mistake. That every administration, I don't care which one it is that you like, have made a mistake. The ability to clean it up is not always there, bro.
Right, but what I'm saying is that still hasn't made the team better in a sense. Like we still have the same players that they started with.
Like it's not going to be perfection. Every cat that you see that you feel like, oh, this is the perfect deal. It may not happen. Like it's just not like that's not how it works.
It's not.
Evaluate
it's not about
what is going on.
You making it about the other deals that other teams have made. It's not about that. It's about the
no, I'm not making it about no other deals or other things. All of a sudden, for instance, Freezy, real quick. For instance, Duran, who came up.
Because I think you think I did a misdirect or a pivot. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? What I did was I gave them credit for the good stuff that they did. Right? Remember I said the training with OKC and Detroit and establishing relationships and all that stuff. So I'm giving them credit for that. What I'm saying is this different thing that they did should not get kudos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying give them kudos for the good stuff that they did, but the stuff that they didn't do that was not good, in my opinion, I can also critique that also. And critique doesn't mean bash. Critique means evaluate, right? Critique means evaluate. So I can critique both. One looks good in my eye. The other one doesn't look so good. So I'm going to call out both. When they do good, I'll say they did good.
See,
When
that's
they
a
do
whole
bad, I'll
different
say.
mindset. There's cats in here that think that they have done no good at all, that there is no good that was done like that. And that's totally disingenuous because I've been a Knicks fan for over 20 years. Like this team that we have right now, the administration that we have right now, the moves that we're making right now, the spirit that we have right now is much better than I have experienced in years.
Okay. That's your personal problem. Like, you feel me? Like, that's you. Like, as a whole, like, they haven't done anything that's spectacular. Like, you feel me? We can't give them credit for being better than what 20 years of incompetency is. Like, you know what I mean? We can't give them credit for being average just because they're doing what they're supposed to do.
But you can't discount what Don Nelson did.
That's all I've
within
been.
the 20 years.
Yeah,
What
like
Don
that's
Nelson
all
did
everybody is trying to say. Even
as a front
Freezy,
office.
me, Hard Will, like that's all we're trying to say. At the same time, yeah, they have done some stuff, but what
Boy,
have they really done at the same time? Like,
it sure takes that little to make a man happy, boy. Oh my God.
Okay, it's all bad. It's all doom and gloom, and they've done nothing good. I got it.
No, I'm saying I'm neutral. I'm like 100% neutral, and they haven't done anything to me. That's what I'm saying. They haven't done anything good, or they haven't done anything bad. Because everything they've done good, they've all said it was something bad, and everything something bad.
Hey, this is not the spirit. This is not the spirit nor the team that I experienced from 2015, 2016, 2017.
Right, that's your problem. You can't.
Right, you compare it to
and that's it. Just that
the
alone,
old
bro.
stuff.
Just
That don't
that
matter.
alone.
That's old. It's gone. It happened. So what? You can't change
Because
that.
growth is a process. Because growth is a process. You don't go from being the most dysfunctional team in the league to just being a championship team in just 2 seasons. You just don't.
You're
You just
a
don't.
championship team. Nobody's saying that. What we're saying is like you being so
That's
optimistic.
exactly what y'all
Like,
saying. Because this administration has only had 2.5 seasons.
all right,
I'll
how
give
long
you
is
your
that
ass
contract
there,
for?
B.
How long is Rose signed for?
We are much better than the team that was handed to them.
Okay. How many years has Leon Rose signed for?
I think
he got
the standard 5-year deal that Dolan hands out that they never see past 3.5. Keith, let me ask you this. Would you say that the Atlanta Hawks 2 years ago, when they were 5 and we were 4, that them and the Knicks from like that season was pretty much neck and neck in development? Would you agree to that? Plus, they fired their coach in season and brought on Nate McMillan. Would you agree to that? That them and the Knicks was like pretty much neck and neck in development? You probably didn't catch it, right? All right.
Okay.
If you would agree to that, would you agree that Atlanta Hawks today is a much better team than the Knicks?
Yes. Especially after the trade.
They took Murray.
Now they were better, but I'm
They were
saying
already
especially after the trade.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that you can't go forward in life. They fired their coach in season, hired a new coach, and have made moves since then to
That's what I
help
said.
their trajectory.
AD, that's what I said, where they don't address things
talking about
in a timely fashion just to fix it and move on. So how can we expect them to give them credit for taking out trash, for taking out hot trash that been in the kitchen all week?
Ew.
I thought I've been crushed that narrative. I try to give Keith credit for him and G.I. Freezy having a personal thing that they said that they heard him say, and they thought it was going to take longer. If he want credit for saying they did it faster than y'all said, then that's all I could see to give him credit for saying. And I thought it would be harder for them to move those guys, but they the one that paid those guys. So at the end of the day, that's it with that, I think, bro. Like, I don't understand how these guys act like they publicists for these guys, and these guys ain't do nothing to make you jump off the ledge for them. You know, regardless, like my guy was just saying about, he was telling Keith about your years of experience that you judging to compare to see they doing something different. Okay. But that's some insider trade secret that you believe in it. We not buying that. That's why he meant that's a personal issue. And I've been a Knicks fan just as long. I'm not bringing no personal. Yeah, he could say that. Me personally, I could say that I'm more frustrated being a Knicks fan and then seeing these guys act like it hasn't been bad so long, to see other players fly by, and from Halliburton to all these other guards. And then when we say, oh, we didn't pick no bust, but then dudes is ready to trade all them guys for a play in the draft, or, you know what I'm saying? Or it just don't make sense to me. Dudes go around in circles. So my point is, I'm gonna be patient as much as I can. But even if he get Brunson, that doesn't solidify it for me.
It don't move the needle.
Knicks fan is just
and
dealing
on Freeze's analogy,
with what we gonna be.
On Freeze's analogy, they paid child support and they visited their child and they may have bought a nice gift along. But that was it. And that's what you're supposed to do, pay child support. They went a little step further. So I'm gonna give them their credit. They bought a nice little gift and they went to visit. But they didn't take the kid to, Disneyland.
Whoop-de-doo, that's the bare minimum for parenting. I mean, whoop-de-doo.
The bare minimum. The bare minimum.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to give them credit. Think that they have a plan and so forth. Like, you don't know how much it bothered me. You see, in order for me to understand, like, I've listened to a lot of you guys or whatever, and I could basically think that, well, you guys have a vision of how would you build a basketball team, right? Y'all can tell us whatever. No, this is how you whatever. How is it that the head of your organization that comes in that you don't know, or you know that he was on the other side, he was an agent. He doesn't let you know or into, this is my vision, this is how I see basketball, and this is the kind of basketball we're gonna play. For wrong or right, you knew that Phil Jackson was a triangle man.
Right.
He done told you that every day of his life, I'm about this triangle. So you already know what kind of his understanding. Never one day this man ever spoke about how he sees basketball and the kind of players that he envisions one day. It's like you can't talk about a championship. It's like when a championship comes out of their mouth, for some particular reason, the CIA is gonna swoop down and whatever. It's like they're afraid to talk about stuff like that.
Like it's classified. Oh,
yeah,
like it's classified. They're afraid to talk about stuff like that.
But you can't hire Tibbs, then sign Kemba and Fournier. You can't hire Tibbs, defensive Michael James. Oh, here's Kemba and Fournier. Two turnstiles.
I thought the rule was when you don't speak, you at least got to be making moves that we could see, and you don't got to speak. When did that rule change?
No evil, see no evil.
When did that rule happen where you don't have to do anything and you don't have to speak? Like, that's another thing I didn't like about the saying you don't have to speak to us because we don't know his moves.
So for people don't know what Hard Will is talking about, like people that been from a certain hood or whatever, we call this the quiet money. That's what you call quiet money. Like, you ain't got to talk if you're doing stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. If you're doing stuff, you ain't got to talk. But if you ain't doing stuff and you ain't talking,
right,
that's something different.
Because you talking,
writing us letters about it. That's that. Don't
you
talk
talking
about it. Right.
Or you talking could help us understand. And even if you and then people say he don't talk, and then they wind up at the Dallas game or some nut shit or hide father or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't not do nothing and not say nothing, because then if we don't see your vision, but then it takes time, and then you got to say, okay, let me explain because I have a plan and they think I don't, or something. If you don't do nothing, then you never gonna say nothing. That's strange to me.
You see, that's so improved, bro.
Let me say this real quick, man. We got to jump back on at 6. So I'm gonna jump off right quick and take a nap since I've been up all night, man. So I'm gonna go in here and take a little nap, man. Eat me a little vegan ham sandwich, man, and you know what I'm saying, and take a little break, man. Jump back up.
Put some mayo. Put some mayo on that bad boy.
Vegan mayo.
Vegan mayo.
Spicy brown
mayo,
mustard.
definitely.
Spicy brown mustard.
So I want to invite everybody back so that we can rock. So because you know what I'm saying, we probably gonna do like 6 to 7:30, 6 to 7:45, or maybe 6:15 to 7:45, 8 o'clock, something like that. And so I want to invite everybody back. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Right, the Summer League roster was released while we were talking. I was trying to jump in to let y'all know that the Summer League roster is released, and I have it here for everybody to see. Let me see. Share video file. Summer League roster. And BIM or BIM. There it is. So your Summer League, your 2020 Summer League roster was released. You can check this out on the Blowing Tears home YouTube page. I got a snippet of it. So check it out on the homepage. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button so that we can continue to rock and roll just like this. And I will see y'all at like 5:45, 6 o'clock, 6:15ish.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.